I couldn't remember the actual.
Give the hump, then Forrest Gump. Nut. Anyway, I think we're good here. Is everyone here?
Oh yeah.
Okay. There we are. There we are. It's good to have you guys all back. Welcome to another game of Skyfall 5e. How was the
Hey,
week?
thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
It was a week.
It was a week.
How are
7
you
days.
today?
What?
How are you today? I'm talking like you when you get bot lane with a rando.
Oh, no. I always
hope we
picture
can
that as
have
being like a
jolly
lot more.
cooperation.
No, you're reading it wrong. It's more like, how are you today? I'm excited to be your support.
Oh, so like Jonathan. So
Is that how John talks? He
Yeah.
never talks like that here.
that's how he talks.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm gonna have to see that one day. Anyway, it's good to have you guys all back, and why don't we just hop right into this. On your last session, you guys had done a whole bunch of work around town, making it back in and kind of casing the scene. You got a few things out of the way, setting up for the assassination on Castle Morgan. Trent got offered a possible marriage into a noble family.
5 out of 10.
And 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10. The most important fact. Tessa went and had a date with Kane, which went here
9
and
out of
there.
10. 9 out of 10.
Yep, 9 out of 10.
Christ.
Zencast got robbed.
0 out of 10.
All sorts of stuff. Zakul went and did some shopping here and there, and you guys are all set for this next bit. So, if I remember correctly, you're a little bit split up right now in a few different spots as we come back. So we'll pick one of you and start from there.
Me.
Sure, Trent. Why don't we start with you?
Sure.
I don't really have anything to do. Which is why I wanted to be first.
Nice.
I think we are heading back to the tavern.
Yeah, we're heading back. We got everything out of the way. It's just time to go now.
Okay. So the different groups begin to make their way towards the tavern, and as per my records, you're kind of finishing in like the late-ish afternoon, so early evening. You guys meet back at the tavern and find yourselves sort of either in your rooms or at a table. There's people who are eating in there, so if you want that lively atmosphere, you can have it. If you want to be by yourselves, you might want to kind of head down the halls.
Yeah, why not a little lively atmosphere?
Sure. So you guys kind of crowd around one of the tables here, and you can see Cal over there by the bars serving food to people, and all the other patrons kind of wandering about.
So, how'd everybody's day go?
Well, this day went well.
Oh, guys, do you know what day we're leaving for the expedition?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Okay, I gotta make another stop out real quick.
All about that. Trent,
No.
something to
There's a
say
big
about the
juice
expedition
bar.
itself.
Yeah, I'll like, from the inside of my cloak, which, by the way, nobody has mentioned, but I'm like trying to make a point of like showing off my fancy clothes.
I will purposely not say.
And from like one of the inner pockets, I'll like slide out the key and just like flash it to everyone and be like, I got it. And I'll like put it back in my pocket.
Trent looks
Great.
remarkably different from the last time you saw him. He sports a completely black suit that looks like it's trimmed and tailor-made, and he is by far overdressed in comparison to everybody else here in the inn. He puts down the fabled key you've been searching for with a smile.
I thought you said the caravans for the Macoonsons have been taken, and the expedition will no longer be possible for them. So we'll be going alone.
Yep.
As for,
It's just us now. No, nobody to watch our backs.
as for some of the shopping we had
Perfect.
to have done, here I hand over a longsword towards Merton. This is a longsword to replace that coral spear for Cal. and ball bearings for you.
Oh, thank you.
I don't believe we got the dress, but I did get this, and I dropped a silver rapier in front of the group.
No dress.
I believe Trent said he would get you a dress from a Let's ritzier part of town. So did not.
Yeah, I looked around there, and unless you were trying to show up and suddenly be like a noble or somebody super fancy, there wasn't anything there that would really match you.
No matter.
I mean, I saw the dress you were wearing last time, and no offense, these were like another level. It would be strange to see you suddenly appear.
That wouldn't do. That wouldn't do. Well, yeah, tomorrow's the day, so get anything done you need to get done.
Can I see that sword?
Yeah, you want to give it to
Right.
Cal.
So table talk.
Yeah, you want to come?
Wait, hold on. Table talk. Ball bearings went to Tessa.
Right.
The longsword you guys have in your hand, but who's taking the silver rapier? It's either Tessa, Zankis, or Merton.
Well, I have range items, so.
It is a finesse weapon that does magical damage, basically.
I'll just shrug, be like,
T-Money, why
Uh,
don't you hold on to it for now? If someone
Zenkas
else
can
needs to
have
take
it.
it now.
What does Zenkas use?
Daggers mostly.
Daggers. Can you use a rapier, or do you know your way around a blade? Maybe.
I've examined
I
the craft.
do.
It's definitely
Well, hey, it's
High
pretty
level.
solid.
high quality.
Tessa said she likes to be from a range. Why don't you take it?
This could also be a good backup weapon for Tessa if Zankis is unfamiliar with rapiers, as sometimes it's not appropriate to shoot it. Something that's already in your face.
Well, feel free to decide on that. You might have to use it tomorrow.
well, Zenkus, do you have a better weapon than just daggers?
Not really, no.
So,
Just the-
hold on
just-
to the rapier.
Alright.
Sorted.
I think it's a 1d8.
Perfect.
Rapiers are 1d8, yeah. Wait, so what time of day is it again?
It is early in the evening.
Okay, guys, I need to run out and... Well, I'll tell Kane we're going away, so in case you do something bad, I have, like, a reason I'll be gone for a couple days. So,
Yep. Well, be
I'll be
quick.
back. I'll let you
Are you
rush
sure
out
she-
as quick as I can.
Are you
Alright.
sure she doesn't need an escort? I say, watching Tessa leave.
I'll be okay.
Hey, I'll
She
go.
went on. She was jumped on by about 5 people.
Oh, was she? I should definitely go then. I'll escort you, Tessa. Let me come.
Why don't we
Okay,
all go? Just
Wait,
give me a
no,
minute to
please,
run this
no,
over
no,
to
no, no, no,
Cal.
no, no. I don't want all of you.
Hold on. Did we give the sword yet before we leave? What's going on?
I'm taking the sword up. If people leave while I'm up there, that's fine. But I'm gonna take the sword to Cal.
Sure, I'll walk with Trent.
I'll
and
like
then
scoot
go
Tessa.
along.
Go.
I'm like running.
Alright, you two go.
Is Zinkas coming with you guys or with us?
We're gone.
I mean,
I'll go with Trent.
he's welcome to follow.
Yes. Anyone can follow us. We're just fucking dipping.
Well, they're dead. Hey, Cal.
Cal looks over. Hey, Trent, how are you?
Pretty good. Busy night tonight. It's gotta feel good.
Yep, finally putting a bit more coin back in the coffers. What can I
Hey,
get you guys some stew or?
I actually had an idea about, what we had talked about earlier this morning. And that spear is fine and all, but someone sees that, they're gonna recognize that you probably don't own it because it's or they're not gonna expect that it's something you're familiar with, being made of like shells.
It is a little fishy looking, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So you've been really cool about all of our stuff and letting us stay here and whatnot. So when I was in the city proper, I saw this and thought it might, look good displayed above the bar in reach if anybody should try to start anything. And I'll unsheath the sword and slide it across the table to him.
He reaches over and grabs the fresh blade and kind of, gives it a look. If I remember correctly, you purchased this as it was a normal item, right? You didn't get anything fancy.
It was normal, but he overcharges for it. I think. It was,
okay, right.
10 or something.
He gives it a look and he goes, "This is a nice blade. Where did you get this?"
Table Talk. I can't remember the name of the store.
The
Keen Blade.
The city. I've examined the blade. It has sturdiness to it and an edge that will keep. Should be able to protect you much better than such spear. So kind of pick the spear back up.
Sure. He lets you take it and gives a nod. He makes a sort of experimental swing with the sword in his hand, and he turns back to you both and says, "Thank you. This is this'll do very nicely. I appreciate it."
Yeah, I thought it. It's a little more intimidating than that spear. The spear might function as well, but that thing will make someone think twice, and that's sometimes a good bluff is better than a sturdy blade.
Well, this time it'll be both, I guess. Here, we can just move these mugs around. And he just kind of turns around and puts it on one of the back shelves there.
Well, I hope everything is going well. You haven't heard any more about things around town. No fresh news, I hope.
Well, not really. I mean, not since this morning when we heard about the thieves and everything. I'm hoping it doesn't get much worse. I haven't had anyone bust in while you guys were gone, so there's that.
Well, that's good.
You guys are looking for work. You could see maybe the guard needs some help or something.
Well, Cal, we actually have our own work that we will be leaving on soon.
Okay.
This was meant to be a gift as well as for your safety, but a part of a parting gift as well, because we may not be back for a little bit.
Oh.
Don't worry, when we do come back, we're coming straight here. Promise.
You mean like a 10-day when you guys normally kind of, disappear?
Oh, well, maybe that too, but we're actually leaving town. We're headed to...
Headed to where?
We have a mountain range that's fairly far off. I try to nudge, trying to be a little bit more discreet, and I just say, we'll be going quite farther away than a 10-day.
What's out in the mountains?
We've heard rumors of something we may have to track down. We may be getting some coin in
another lost
it,
friend,
so.
if you can believe it.
It better be a lot of coin or a good friend if you gotta go out that far.
Table talk. We didn't reveal the exact name of where we're going in case people are starting to follow us.
You have not said which mountain range you're going to, so he's
Yes.
probably assuming it's the closest one, but he doesn't know that you're actually going across the fucking world.
Right.
Cal is the final boss.
You lied to me about everything.
Sweet sword.
I fed you stew. So, you guys kind of chit-chat with Cal and hand off this gift, and, mention that you might not be in town for a bit. And meanwhile, somewhere else across town, the two of you, Tessa and Merton, make your way through the streets and gradually get over towards Castle Morgan's. It's getting darker, and the sun is starting to set, but there's enough light around. And you can see the, familiar faces amongst the guard, and Kane is one of them.
I slip off just to watch. I would have slipped off before.
Oh,
And I'm guarding my pockets. Okay, I don't want to pull up because I'm dancing, right?
Does he see us walking towards him?
He sees you walking over towards there, Tessa, yes. But Merton has already slipped off.
Yeah, I would have liked to be. Yeah. Very good.
He would have to have a very keen eye to have seen Merton way down the road.
I'm gonna motion over and be like come here really quick.
Okay. You motion over towards Kane, and he gets up to leave the table and kind of does a little jog down the road and rushes up to you. Hey, Tessa.
Hey, I just had to come and tell you. So it looks like we're leaving on a pretty hefty expedition tomorrow.
Oh,
First thing in the morning. So if you don't hear from me for a bit, that's probably where I am.
okay. No, that's fine.
But I'll definitely come see you right when I get back.
Sure. Any idea when that will be?
Wait,
Hey, you know
table
what?
talk. Are we going to Misty Town first and then coming back here, or like I can't remember.
We're not planning to come back here to help.
We discussed to leave, go to Misty Town, and then go to the mountains, and probably never come back here. again.
Wow.
We could as like far
Maybe,
future, but
yeah,
we're probably gonna
one
get wrapped
day.
up in other stuff.
Okay, right.
But feel free to lie, you know.
Let's go back. So
That seems to be the bread and butter of the group, after
That's a
all.
thing we do. That's a thing we do.
God damn it, guys, you're gonna make me lose my 9. Fuck.
Maybe the 9's waiting for you when you come back at the end of the story. At the
Sometimes
cafe.
I hope
Distance.
the fucking God is.
Distance can make love strong.
Alright. Yeah, okay, for one day, get the fuck out of
Or it can cause you to bang local bitches.
here. Get drunk and bang out.
I don't know. One of the two is gonna happen.
Ancient Chinese proverb.
Okay. So I'm actually really not sure if we'll ever be back sometime soon. Could
Okay.
be months, could be a while.
Well, you know what? I'm probably gonna be guarding, Mr. Morgan's estate for, I don't know, maybe like another year or two, depending on what kind of work comes up. So, you'll know where to find me.
Alright. Could do that.
Anything you can tell me about where you're going? An interesting story?
It's interesting, and I have to follow it before I can tell you anything.
He,
Look, I'm not gonna ask you to wait for me or anything.
he kind of like leans forward towards you and gives you a coy look in like I'd like you to make an insight roll sort of way.
Is this where we make the sex? No, I'm kidding. Oh, it's true.
In the street.
Right? With Merton watching.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
No! Oh, wait, why does my screen say 1?
Because you're
My
high?
screen? I hover over it and it says 1.
No. Well, you can
That's why I
take a
keep
one if
saying
you
no.
want.
It's
No,
a
no.
13.
That's a 17. That's a 17. That's a 17. That's a 17.
Okay.
17. Oh.
He's egging you on to tell him more about this and leveraging his good looks in an attempt to get more information out of you.
That's what I fucking do. That's literally in my head. I'm like, that's what I use to get people into.
So
Is
the
this what it feels like?
handsome guy leans in towards you and he wants to know more about the story. What do you tell him anything?
I'm really not at liberty to say, but we're just
Oh, come
going.
on.
We're traveling far to see a friend, I guess.
A friend, I guess.
Not my friend. I don't really have anyone in this world.
Come on, Tessa. We've already gotten dinner, and I can tell you want to see me again, and now you're gonna disappear and you won't even tell me where you're off to?
Yeah, I don't actually know myself. Is that bad?
Well, kind of. What do you mean you don't know?
Well,
I'd like you to make a deception check, please.
I don't actually know. Like, player K doesn't actually know. It's a nat 20 plus 6.
Okay. Wow, you got 19.
Oh, fuck.
You still win.
fuck.
It's in that 20.
Okay. Alright then. Alright. He
I'll
kind of
come
like
back
leans
to it,
back. Well, I hope that it ends up, being a safe trip and everything. You hurry back here, okay?
Okay.
Alright, well, I guess is this goodbye?
For now, I guess. I will give him a hug. And is Merton watching?
Oh yeah.
He's
You're
got
so
a trench coat on. He's
You're so
masturbating in a
fucking-
nearby alley.
I posted a GIF of how I'm watching.
Oh no!
So much because it's so creepy. His face looks so synthetic. Like, look at it. It just sort of like, do you know what I mean? Oh my god, it's so creepy.
Disguised self does that to you.
Oh. Alright, I'll give Kane a kiss. Like, I'll see you around.
Okay. He gives you a kiss and lets you go there, gives you a wave before running back. And you turn around to see that from the alleyway.
Well, I gotta talk about Merton and his watching techniques. I'll kind of keep walking, and then until I'm out of sight, I'll walk over to Merton. Merton, that is so creepy.
What do you?
He's still moving back and forth while you're...
Delete the GIF. Delete it. What do you mean creepy? What was I supposed to do?
Oh god. Never mind, Merton. Do you need to do something here?
No. Just out for a stroll. Maybe picking up some pointers for tomorrow. You know.
Oh.
Although, maybe I won't use your awkwardness. Maybe.
What?
The confidence usually.
You act like I talk to people. I mean, you act like I know how to talk to guys.
You're right. My fault.
I've been traveling with men for the past couple months.
So you would think you would know how to talk to guys.
No, I really don't. I know how to talk like
Trent.
Trent. I know how to talk like Trent.
Yeah, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
Run up to
Well,
Kane. Hey, see money, what up?
Hey, where was it that you said you got jumped?
Oh, right down the road.
Maybe we should take that way back.
Okay. Sure. I mean, maybe the blood is still there. You never know.
Warm up for tomorrow. You know?
Yeah.
Make a luck roll, please.
Sure.
It's just one of those rare occasions where a high
Oh,
luck roll
yeah.
means bad luck.
I rolled a 1. Give me that bad luck.
I'd like perception checks from the both of you, please.
Hey, man! No, not my coin purse, please.
Remember what I said. I was guarding myself.
Mine's a 22. Where's the fucking 22?
12.
Okay.
No.
22 and a
Precious.
12.
My precious monies.
Don't
As-
forget I pointed out I was guarding myself.
As the two of you wander down the early evening streets, you pass by a familiar spot. It's here, among some of these old and rustic buildings, that you had a little bit of an altercation with a group of thieves one evening while having a date with Kane. And as you approach this area, Tessa and Merton, everything seems normal, and then Tessa, you notice something that's a little bit out of the ordinary. Here, in this neighborhood, the activity seems to have kind of dropped down significantly, and it's a good deal quieter, even though you see people standing around the streets. And the closer that you get towards them, the more they look like shadowy types. And you see what looks like a small mob of maybe about 20 people that are broken up into various groups throughout the city, sort of in low whispers with each other. The two of you, just as passers-by walking down this street, definitely stick out.
Oh, I'm gonna tell Martin everything I see.
That's
Sure.
way too many people.
You point it out, and as you look up and realize the strange behavior, Merton,
Let's
down
turn
the road.
around.
That doesn't look very good.
It's time to leave.
You said there was
Turn around.
3. This is 20.
There
Let's
was
do a
3. I was with a guard. Turn and run.
let's do a 180. Okay.
Let's turn around. Let's turn around.
Okay.
I'm whispering to her.
You guys turn around, and when you do, you see what looks like a small group of these people behind you as well.
Let's run.
How
And-
far are we from Kane and the guards?
You're probably, reasonably far, I would
Fuck,
say.
I was gonna scream at the top of my lungs.
I mean, you could. The chances of him hearing that would be very low. The four people here kind of step over towards your group, and
Nope, we're running.
okay,
No,
so
we're fucking running. Like,
you find an
goodbye.
alleyway and immediately dash, and when you do, they break into pursuit quite quickly. I need
Oh.
athletics and acrobatics checks from both of you guys
Oh
to try and
my.
run as fast as
No!
possible.
Okay. Wait, athletics or acrobatics?
Yeah, it's your choice.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Oh
Mine's
my!
a 13.
And that one again.
Jesus.
I fall on my ass.
I don't know how anybody rolls as well as Will does in tabletop. It's really impressive.
Immediately, the two of
Every
you go to turn and run down the alleyway. In a swift pivot, Merton, you turn and then slip immediately, falling onto your knees and hands on your first stride, while Tessa goes running down the alley. Tessa, you realize that Merton is like way behind and has just spontaneously fallen over on his first step.
What? Oh my.
The group is running
Can
after
I-
you, and they are like 5 or 10 feet away from Merton.
Can I inspire him?
Oh, that'd be good.
Bardic inspire him?
Sure. Give him
Get
bardic
your
inspiration.
fucking ass.
Make another check there, Merton. And since you're like at a disadvantage here, they're gonna have advantage versus you and whatever your check is.
Can I instead just like run through a building?
You could.
Fuckface.
The buildings here
how
are
far
like
away is Tessa?
Let's see, oh shit, I'm in an
I'll-
alleyway.
I'll just run normally. How about I just run normally?
Okay, I needed you to go like, get up off of that thing. Why to get right there?
Hang on, I'm looking at maybe if I have a
Oh,
maybe I'll-
baby, a 1 and a 20.
roll a 20, please.
I
Oh,
hope to fuck you get a nat 20.
Can I cast Armor of Agathis first?
Yeah.
Just
Can
in
I get
case.
sleep first?
I mean,
Not roll and just cast the spell.
Oh, well, is that going to take time for me running?
No, you
Probably,
can
right?
still run and cast at the same time.
Okay. Roll a 20, you said?
Yeah.
Here comes another one. Oh, almost. Oh, very close.
You gotta
Fine.
run, and as you do, you kind of stumble and barely manage to get from this sort of like kneeling position up onto your feet. And just as you do, and you're about to start going forward, seeing Tessa go further and further down the alleyway, while also looking over her shoulder to see if you're gonna finally catch up, the group descends upon you. And you're not stabbed or anything like that, but they all collectively grapple you.
Like, the
Yeah.
second I see him get grabbed, I'm gonna turn around.
Merton, as you're grappled, do you want to try and fight off the grapples of these 4 people?
It's about the only option I have, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and make some acrobatics checks, please.
This is called mob grinding,
or sorry.
guys.
Or
I
athletics,
need a-
your choice.
I think I need
Shady
a
parts
bigger.
of town, you
I think I
just
need a
kill
bigger
people.
dice.
That's probably it.
That's probably the reason.
Okay. You passed the
Oh.
first one.
A
Roll again.
13 that time.
Oh, you can't use inspiration on this, can you?
Oh, and 9.
Okay.
Oh, nope.
So you are caught, unfortunately, and the moment that one of them has got a good grab on you, the rest manage to get good grabs quite easily, and you're
Oh,
stuck
boy.
there. And Tessa, you can see that the mob has grabbed Merton. He's tried to run, but they now have him firmly in their grasp. What do you want to do?
Huh. Let me just open the grimoire to double check what the spell does.
One of them turns down the road, and you see Merton that he's looking towards the other groups, which are starting to look towards you. And then one of the people whispers to you and goes, "If you got any coin, now's the time, buddy."
I would like.
I'll start talking in Thiefscan. I'll just talk to these guys. Look, gentlemen, I think you have the wrong man. We're all in the same party here, okay?
Oh, interesting. Give me 2 seconds. I need you to make a persuasion roll first.
Let me start using those instead of, athletic stuff. Let me start
Yeah,
using
seriously.
let me start using my talking. I'll probably add inspiration to this one. I'm gonna need it. Well, it's +7, so that's good. And what's inspiration?
D6.
Oh,
It's even better than guided.
4 + 7, 11 + 4, 15. 15.
Okay. Saying that, the party takes on a slightly different tone. You are still grappled, but they actually kind of like look at each other, and then one
Yeah, I
of
wouldn't
them
be fine. I'd
leans
just
in.
be like, kind of calm.
One of them leans towards you and goes, "You West Side?"
What side of town are we? What side of town are we on?
You're at the center of town.
Oh my god.
He said, "Are you West Side?"
You got a 50-50 with a yes or no.
Can I
boy.
insight him like,
Alicia,
is he
you're a
West
genius.
Side? Could I maybe get something off how he said it? Like, which side is he?
Oh, I don't think that you would be familiar with the local gangs, having only kind of landed in Hillcrest and had like the one contact. But let's see. Make a straight luck roll. If you get an 11 or higher, then yeah, you can make the insight check.
Okay. I don't want to be like, yeah, West Side, and then I just get shanked. A 12.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, make
Oh,
an
no.
insight check. See if you
Okay.
can figure it out from him here. Oh.
5.
Yeah, you don't know. Now your time here in town has taught you that there's a few gangs that kind of run the underbelly of the city, and this is definitely one of them that he's asking you about. But you don't know if he's from that group or if it's the other way around. How do you answer? And also, Tessa, if there's something you want to do during this whole altercation, let me
If
know.
I see them starting to get rough with him, I would like to cast Guiding Bolt on one of them.
Oh, okay. So if one of them tries to
Gentlemen.
shank him, you're just gonna blow him up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gentlemen, I'll be honest, I'm new in town, but I will say some of you might be working for me tomorrow. I've recently put out a job. Does that sound familiar to anyone?
The fuck's this guy going on about? They kind of like look back and forth at each other, and they don't seem to have any idea what this job is that you're talking about.
Well, perhaps I can convince you now then. I'm looking for some people to help tomorrow.
One of them kind of like
Payments,
grabs
of
you by the
course.
collar and shakes you, and he's like, "So you're not West Side, are you?"
I don't have a side. Is that a problem? Money is money.
They kind of look at each other, and let's see.
Are you a blood or a crit?
One of them looks to you and says, "Look, just give us some fucking money, old man, and we'll let you go."
Oh.
I'm still restrained, right?
Yes.
All right, boys. How much is it going to be?
One of them just kind of holds out their hand and says, "Be generous."
Generous. Well, you know, an old man such as myself. Not so up on the times, but if you'll let me go, then I certainly could be generous.
You think I'm stupid? Fucking get in that coin purse, old man, and hand it over.
Well, if you let me go, I can show you that we're friends. I'm not going to run. You have me surrounded. Where am I going to go?
One of them kind of like looks over at the other and he's like, "Duh." And you see one of them like reaches for some positive reinforcement and pulls out his knife and kind of holds it towards you. And he says, "Look, man, you give us what's in the coin purse now, well, that's where it ends." And one of them kind of
Is that
continues on. He
a-
goes, "Yeah, if you don't got a side, then you're dead to me."
Is that an aggressive maneuver he just pulled on Merton?
He's holding the dagger towards him, but he's not stabbed him yet, so it's up to you if you want to shoot.
I would like to cast
Okay.
Guiding Bolt on the one with the dagger.
That's fucking
Roll your
big.
attack,
Get me
please.
killed.
Hold on, I need to pull up my sheet because there's too many components.
Rip Will.
Hold on. It's 16.
Okay. Roll damage.
Ooh, okay, hold on. Da-da-da, once I find the sheet, I'm so sorry.
It's 46 plus.
Thank you. 40s, I mean,
Plus wisdom.
6. Oh, okay.
Or no, sorry, not plus wisdom, just 46 damage.
That's 15 damage.
You're looking over at this man, Merton, not really sure about where to go next here in the conversation or what exactly it is these guys are thinking. Your attempts at diplomacy don't seem to be getting anywhere when suddenly, with a loud and sort of cracking blast of light, this man here partially vaporizes, and his dagger falls down to the ground as his burning, smoldering body just hits the dirt road. And immediately everyone just lets go and just scrams.
Anyone else want to try? Didn't think so. Back home, boys.
You can see that as those guys like turn to back off and run, all the other gangs start running in your direction.
Oh
Shit.
fuck!
Time to go.
I'm gonna fucking like motion Martin to fuck off and come over here like, quickly, like run.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Make an athletics check, please, Merton.
Fuck! Right before I can inspire you. Oh shit!
7.
No, dude, if you fall again, I swear to fucking God.
Okay. Merton manages to get up on his feet this time, but he's not moving really fast, and you can see that the gangs are like the gangs are catching up. He joins you in the alleyway.
Snappers, they're very
Alright, I'm
swift.
gonna inspire Merton again and just start running again.
Okay.
Jesus.
Little did you guys know you're fighting on one of Trent's grease traps.
Just me.
The two of you continue running and go down the alleyway and eventually manage to make it out of that unsavory part of town. With a huff and a puff as you're panting there from your run. What do you guys want to do?
Woohoo!
So we're in relation to Castle Morgan's and the tavern.
Where in relation are you?
Yeah, are we like closer to one or the other?
Sure, we'll say that you're maybe in your panic you got closer to the tavern.
Okay, I'm gonna check around to see if anyone has followed us. Before
It
we
looks
start
like just
making-
normal nighttime denizens. Not that there's much. The city does seem to be a little bit quieter than usual.
Yep, we're gonna. I'm just make sure nobody follows us into the tavern or sees us go in the tavern.
Okay.
Well, that was a fun street. Thanks, Tessa.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We should do this again sometime.
The two of you step inside here, and you guys see what looks like exhausted Tessa and Merton emerge through the door.
I'm gonna apologize to Merton. I'm like, I'm not sure what you're doing, but it looked like they were gonna hurt you instantly. So
Yeah, it wasn't going well.
yeah, it didn't
Thanks.
look good.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
You two coming back from a nighttime tryst.
Oh, hey guys, we're out for a jog.
Yep.
You know,
Yeah, stretch them legs for tomorrow. Mhm.
I
certainly.
thought you guys were dead.
Yeah. Well, funny
Welcome
story.
back to the land of the living.
Wow, Trent, how did you assume we were dead?
He
Well-
seemed to have taken a sip of some sort of alcohol that Kelly's
Oh.
given him.
I've got this natural.
Oh,
I kind of like
daddy,
wave my
yeah.
hands like mystical in front of my face.
He does jazz hands.
Got this mystical sort of premonition kind of vibe going on, and I thought you guys were dead. So
I'm gonna
congrats on
explain
beating
what
fate.
just happened.
We
Yeah.
ran into some young whippersnappers out on the road.
Yeah, I vaporized one to help Merton.
You know, you'd be a lot less conspicuous.
Trent, give me some of that food.
No,
Please?
Shimon.
She deserves it. Come on, Trin. Be a
I
guy.
just outran like 20 people. Give me the damn food.
Give me a kiss.
Okay, you can go fuck yourself. I'm gonna go to my room.
Oh, he doesn't have any other options. I'm sure that's all he can do.
Nobody wants to kiss you, Trent.
As T-Money like pisses off, I'm gonna call Cal over and have him send some food up to her. I'll pay for it or whatever.
Okay. He gives you a nod and
Chill.
goes to bring some food over, and gradually.
Hey, don't tell her it was from me. Just just bring it up to her.
He gives you a nod and heads off. And Tessa, you hear a knock at your door, and Cal calls out and says, "Hey, Tessa, you in there?
Yeah, what's up, Cal?
I got some food for you here."
Is it from Trent?
He like pauses for an unnaturally long period of time. And, no.
I'm gonna go and give Cal a gold coin. Just get Trent another drink or whatever.
Uh,
Keep the rest for yourself.
Sure thing, Tessa. There you go.
Thanks.
He heads back down the hall.
Or just throws around money for no reason. Anyways, keep going.
The greedy dragonborn intensifies. So, Merton, you learn anything other than how to run from bandits?
I didn't run very much at all, actually.
I look at the dirt all over his clothes.
I need new shoes. I need new shoes or something.
So crawled away then.
The tactically wrong is an effective strategy of blending into the night.
You know, it
Evasive maneuvers and whatnot. Yeah, I get it.
needed some excitement. Figured we're going to be leaving tomorrow. You know,
You keep saying tomorrow, but have we
tomorrow
settled
for
on
us.
anything?
Yeah.
Specifics?
Probably shouldn't say that too loud. Speaking of which, let's you guys want to head up to my room and chill and talk about, what our plan is and whatnot. So we're
Yeah,
not,
that sounds good.
wasting time.
Yes, I was going to say the same thing.
Sure.
Hey Cal, can I get a nightcap?
He hands over to you another tankard of ale as you guys are headed for the main hall.
Much obliged, good sir. Much obliged.
He gives you a smile and then gives you a look so cool, like, make sure he doesn't vomit anywhere.
I'll hang
We've
back for a
collected
second.
up all the brewing stuff as we get into trench room, right? Like it's
Sure.
packed up.
Yeah, we had packed it up previously so that, we could leave on a minute's notice.
I wanted to hang back for a second.
Sure. They go down the hall, and you pause here with Cal for a moment. Hey, Merton, you need
Hey,
anything?
Cal. Yeah, we're probably going to head out early in the morning. I don't want to wake you, but I know we, owe you some payment for staying. Can I pay you now, or so that we can just head out bright and early?
Right. Whatever works for you.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'll look into my bag I forget how much I paid him last time. I don't know what would be fair.
You paid him 10 gold last time.
You're pretty much tipping him, right? Because he did say it's free and all that.
Yeah, but come on.
He says to you, hey, so you guys are talking about doing, like, a trip somewhere, right? Like those mountains and everything?
Yeah.
If you're going to be gone for a while, I could rent your rooms again. Right?
No, the rooms. Yeah. After tonight, the rooms are you're fine to rent them out.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Another thing I needed to say, so I hung back.
All right.
Yeah. You don't got to keep them
Yeah.
anymore.
We're definitely waking up with people like in our beds, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
Well, that'll definitely help. I'll
Yeah. I just had a thought. It's like Zakul's was talking to me in my head or something. But I'm gonna leave a note because we might wake up a few days from now, right? And if you rent them out, that could be awkward.
Oh,
we woke
right.
up.
No,
Yeah.
that's a good idea.
So I think the morning we leave, I'll leave you a note or something. How about that?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
No worries or anything. We'll play it by ear.
Sounds good. Well,
Hey,
if this...
Merton, I want you guys to know, like, it might be a while before you get back, but
right.
it's been good having you guys around the tavern.
Yeah, Cal. I've enjoyed your friendship. Definitely. Hope we don't miss us too much. I think we'll miss you and your cooking. Ooh, definitely gonna miss that.
It's not that good.
Oh, come on.
Okay. Well, anyway, like I said, you always have a home here, so I'll look out for that note and everything.
Yes, I'll put it right here on the counter. Well, if this is it, might be for a while. Hope we cross paths again.
Hey, it was a
Reach
pleasure.
out
He
reach out a
sends a
hand.
handshake to you.
Yep, I'll give him one. Give him a nod. Hope you don't have to use that thing. Look at the sword.
I hope not. We'll see what happens with all this thievery stuff around town.
Best of luck, my good friend.
You too.
Good night, good night. Head off.
Okay. Now, what are you guys talking about in the room while Merton is kind of hanging back?
Have we established that once we return to the door in Misty Town and report to Deso, that we will be heading west? Of course, following what we're doing tomorrow in town.
I've actually been meaning to talk to you guys about that one, but where'd Merton go?
The door
He
opens.
should be here shortly.
Merton,
Hey, just
can you grab Tessa while you're out there? She's probably grumpy. I don't want to bother her.
yeah. Tessa,
What?
just a 10-minute talk before tomorrow, and you're good to go.
Okay, I'm gonna bring my plate of food.
Nice food, Tessa. Where'd you get that?
You.
So, I've been meaning to talk to you guys. So, things are gonna get kind of rowdy around here.
Yep.
Right?
Okay. Yeah, well, do you guys have a plan? Because I have a plan.
I mean,
Well, I
tied
was
up my
thinking
loose
maybe
ends.
we could go to Misty Town first, and then do what we gotta do here, because I kind of gotta come back
Why?
afterwards.
We're already here.
I looked
Why?
over.
This is on the
with an
way
eyebrow
between
raised.
Misty Town and where we're going anyway, so we might as well make this not a hellscape until it needs to be.
Why exactly do you need to come back to Hillcrest?
Well, I gotta let them know what we found with the key.
Mm, I
Mary.
was.
What?
This could work.
What?
Huh?
What?
What?
Trent, what?
Oh,
What?
nothing.
If I ask about what again one more time, Trent, repeat yourself, damn it.
Trent?
Just
Trent?
silly
I hope
banter.
We gotta know what's
That's
going on.
not banter. What are you getting married to?
Okay, so the super rich guy is gonna marry his daughter to me, and I'm gonna be loaded.
What, does she look like a foot? Is that why?
I don't know. I haven't really seen her. She was. I think she was alright looking.
I saw a painting.
But you know how paintings can be. Sometimes they emphasize the wrong things.
Trent, it's so strange watching
Hmm.
Mary with money. You can
Now,
make your own.
Trent,
Okay.
before
Now
you
this-
choose to settle down, don't you have another pressing concern?
Yeah. But
Another
hear me
thing.
out, right? Like, if I can
Yeah.
establish this, then I can just be someone else and never have to worry about finding him.
So, do you think your adventuring days will end here once you've settled down?
No, of course not. I'll do the marriage thing. Probably spend a week or two with the girl, and then
Trent,
I'll
That's not gonna
resume
work
my
well.
adventurous lifestyle and
She's
leave
gonna
the
go
lady
get
at home
something.
to mend to family matters.
I think
Raise an
It might
eyebrow.
not even be an immediate marriage. I don't know. He just said he'd promise her to me or engage her to me or something like that. So our
I
family.
think you have a priority to decide on right now.
My
Yeah,
priority.
Trent, how come I had to tie up
'Cause-
my loose end and get rid of Kate?
You seem to be
Okay.
swapping very quickly. Just whatever comes up becomes your priority. You need to
So
make it
great
very
if Trent
important.
just shouted, "'Cause Kane's poor."
Think of how much money that is.
Yeah, Trent, I don't really care about money too much.
We don't need. What do we need money for?
Seriously. We have
Well,
So I can
come-
start my brewing company.
Zakul starts getting triggered.
I mean, it's cool. You're with me, right? You're a guy who appreciates the nicer things in life.
A spark flies out of his ear.
Do you remember what happened to Mitch?
Listen, I'm not
I
gonna
don't
go back
believe-
on the stuff that I said,
You-
right? Like, we're still
you-
gonna do the other things that I gotta do.
You
But-
made a very important vow, and that
Yeah.
should be number one on your
And that's
list.
why I'm in the position to do what I want to do, because I got this guy backing me up. So
I think if you need
I think
to
we go to Misty
maintain-
Town. I think we go to
maintain your
Misty Town. We
reputation.
get what we can get there. We use that to make the stuff here easier on ourselves,
I
right?
think if you go back to that guy after getting what he wants, we don't see you again. Rich people cannot be trusted.
Seriously, Trent.
I'm rich.
You
Do you
can
not trust
promise-
me?
Do I
I
trust
was.
you?
Rich.
Are
From
you
what
rich
I
right now?
understand,
People can promise you whatever you want. They have to deliver.
Yeah, well, I promised him. He's not even promising me anything.
Will you
How is
actually
his
shut up?
daughter?
I slammed my foot down.
Hey, respect Cal's place. Come on.
Seriously.
If you need to come back after or send a message back, then we can arrange for that. But you will not be staying here much longer. If you must fulfill that mission, then you swapping your priorities is not something you can afford to do. That week that you promised could stretch into months, maybe even years. As much as you may think that is necessary for you growing your wealth overnight, is not beneficial to us who have our own responsibilities and reasons why we've joined this coven.
And besides, I've made plans for the upcoming days, accounting for skipping a few when we sleep. But if we sleep multiple times, all the plans I made are pointless, and I have people that I can't just be making plans with and backing out of.
Now, if you want to split with us once we reach Misty Town and come back and rear your hatchlings with the human female that you have promised you here.
I'm not talking about
you can
settling
agree with
down,
me.
Zach. I'm not talking about that. I'm just saying there's some good shit there, and I got a key to Wonders, and I don't know. I'm feeling like that might be the right move right now.
That's why we're leaving tomorrow night to go there. We're just not coming back here. I have inside knowledge. You don't know this, Trent. Zakul knows. Zenkus knows. This town is about to explode, and we do not want to be here. Do you understand?
I raise an eyebrow because I have no idea why it's about to explode, but if Merton says so.
You know that I am, talking to people in town.
Mhm.
I have word that we do not want to be here.
All right. Okay. I'll go with you guys' plan. We'll do the thing tomorrow, and then we'll bail. That's straight. I'm
Good.
just telling you, I think it's making our lives worse than they need to be and putting us in more risk than we need to be putting ourselves in.
It would be more
Yeah,
risk
you
to
guys
come
are-
back. The sooner we get out of here, the better.
You
need
guys
to
are
trust
doing
me.
this for me, so I'm not going to question it.
No golden brow, as much as you may appreciate my acting, I am not planning to live my life in servitude of your noble home.
Seriously.
Hey, I'm not expecting anyone to.
Yeah,
All right,
if we,
let's.
if we wait too long, the Morgan thing is probably going to be compromised. So if we go to Misty Town tomorrow, that's probably not going to be an option when we get back.
Well, make sure we handle our business with Morgan. And then
We'll handle it
get into this
tomorrow.
town.
Got it, guys?
I'm telling you the plan right now.
All right, well then we need to settle some things up front. Are we boating there? Are we walking there? Are we going to get a cart? Has somebody talked to a carriage? Do we have someone waiting to get us out of
We're-
town as soon as we do the deed?
I'll
Are
tell
we
you.
going to stand around and wait after we, do it, or are we going to
Tomorrow?
bail and run out of town?
Tomorrow, I'm taking you guys to my contact. We're going to all meet him. We're going to pay him because he will have hired people to help us. Okay, I already set this up. Right, then we're going to do it about, tomorrow night when it gets dark. We have the location. You all know the location. We're going to do it and we're going to leave. And
How? Are we taking a cart? Are we
No,
getting
we're
on a
walking.
boat?
We don't want to be talking to people.
We'll walk.
People can't know that we left the day Castle Morgan, died, okay?
Well, Cal knows.
Cal's gonna know, but the note I leave is gonna have a different date on it.
If he cleans the rooms, how's he not going to...
Well, if by some chance we don't skip tonight, we might not, then okay, Cal's the only one that knows.
Beyond that trend, hundreds
Well,
of
we already told Cal we're taking a
hundreds
trip
of people
leaving
leave and
tomorrow
enter the
for
city
vacation.
every day.
I think Cal trusts us.
It should not be an issue.
And that's why we can't come back, because if,
You could come back years from now or whenever.
we'll
Things
come
are
back
settled
one
up.
day, just not soon.
Hopefully within a year. Just saying.
And we need to go to bed soon so we can wake up early because we don't want to see Cal tomorrow. So I'll
Right,
be
we don't
I'll
want
be
anyone
waking
seeing
you all
us
up early. Yeah.
I'm gonna go clean my room and drop off these dishes to Cal.
All right. I'll go to bed and I'll be waking you up.
Okay.
So bright and early we'll meet.
Maybe we should all sleep in the same room to not make noise.
Is that gonna make more noise? People are gonna be on the floor and stuff.
I'll also shake my head. Perhaps we should return to our own lodgings for now.
Might be strange too.
All right. Yeah.
I'm before Tessa leaves. I take a cup. One of the she has a cup on her plate. I'm guessing with the food.
Sure.
I mean, it is empty. There's no food left.
I'm just taking the empty cup.
You add a cup to your inventory.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at him. It's Cal's cup.
Just forget about it. Let him have
We
his
gave him a sword. He's not gonna miss a cup.
Sure, you need a cup, and I'm gonna head downstairs.
That was his favorite cup.
Cal screams
Alright,
at
I'll
you,
see
Tessa.
you guys
Where's
late-
my fucking cup?
Bright and early.
dark and early.
You guys head off,
Ugh,
and what
shiver.
time are you looking to wake up the next day?
Before Cal. I don't know when he wakes up, but
Cal seems to be up like all the time. Like
oh.
he's in between naps, like in and out, and he has an assistant who works in the kitchen who takes over for him, but you can find him there at like random hours. You're pretty sure the man's sleep schedule is garbage.
All right, then we'll just let him see us and fuck it.
Okay. I would like somebody who's feeling lucky to make a luck roll,
Well,
please.
Aleutian, I want to
What's up?
sneak out before
Nanny.
going to sleep.
Could I be listening in?
This is why I
Because I'm
want
next door to
sleep
his
together.
room.
Seriously, this is why we all should have slept in the same
This is
goddamn.
why.
This is why I was against that idea.
Can I make a perception check to see if I hear him sneaking out?
Make a Constitution saving throw first.
So, to be clear, when I sneak out, Aleutian, I'm putting my old clothes on. I'm putting all of my other stuff like folded, ready to go. I'm taking nothing with me except for my spell book
Okay.
and my old clothes.
I'd like you to roll stealth versus perception from Zakul.
I am a light sleeper. You shall not escape.
I think I have a +3 to stealth. It's not gonna beat that.
Okay. It's rather faint, but while you're laying there in bed, Zakul, thinking about all the day's events, and perhaps more importantly, all the incoming events, you hear something past your wall, a light tippy toe, after a creak of the bed, and gradually some ruffling, and then the door opening.
I peek out, and I won't say anything. If he's sneaking out, I'll give him a few seconds and then kind of follow along, see if he's actually leaving the inn.
Now, Trent, I'd like you to make a perception check, please.
Uh, 21.
You hear the sound behind you as you kind of get towards the door there and go to move, that there's activity in Zakul's room and a bit of creaking of the floorboards, and then his door creaks open slightly while you're in the hallway.
Do I notice anyone else afoot?
The other doors seem to all be closed, and there's no commoners back here, nor is Cal anywhere to be seen.
I'm not too concerned about Zakul following me. I'll head downstairs
Okay.
and
Mischievous.
go like over by the bar and take out a piece of paper,
Okay.
and I'm just gonna write a note and like turn it over and find some way to seal it. Maybe there's like a candle on the desk there or something.
As he's writing the note, I'm probably not like gonna stop him until I actually see him leave.
Okay.
And then I'll put the note on like the other side of the counter, like maybe even just like drop it on the floor over where Cal would see it.
Now, his assistant is out in the room right now.
Oh, she's there?
Yeah.
Or is it a he?
Yeah, she's there and all the tables are empty.
I'll approach her and say, how much is it generally to send a letter into the proper city?
Oh, maybe a couple silver.
I'll put a gold piece on top of the note I've written and slide it over to her. Can you make sure that Cal gets this tomorrow?
Oh, sure. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
sends it.
She gives you a nod and tucks the thing away.
With that, I'll turn back and start walking back up the stairs, and then I'll see Zakul there, and I'll give him like a tip of my my head as I head back to my room.
I snort.
Okay.
If
So
he's
you
not sneaking out at night, it's all good to me.
you send out a secret message to sorry, that has to get to Cal, you said?
I want Cal to send it to Bastion.
Ah, I see. So you go ahead and pay for that, your gold
Do you want me
coins.
to message you what it says, or should I just say it in character? I mean, it's nothing too crazy.
That's up to you.
The note just says, basically, we have it on good word that things outside of the city proper are about to get pretty hectic. It might not be possible for us to return immediately, and if things outside the city get too crazy, he should attempt to contact me through some other means other than the tavern here. Magical means if available. Do I know the spell sending or message?
I would say yeah, sending is probably pretty common.
Okay, I would tell him to if I'm not available, if I don't show up for a little while, reach out to me with the sending, or I will reach out to you with it if I find someone able to cast it.
Okay.
But it's very possible that with the way things are about to get, I might not be able to return for a little bit, and I don't want him to think that I'm running off.
Okay. So hopefully that note is enough to calm his fears and, keep the two of you on good terms. You head back to your room and kind of snuggle back in. Is everyone going to sleep?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll keep my old clothes on, and I'm gonna put my really nice stuff folded up in the bottom of my backpack.
I want a luck roll, please, from whoever is feeling lucky today to see if everything gets exponentially more complicated or not.
Please
Well, I'm
roll.
about to roll fortune, so I might as well roll luck. That's pretty good.
Okay.
Can I roll my portent rolls now?
Sure. You should use that too on the luck roll. So you guys wake up the next day, and you're all feeling rested. Your spell slots and health is back. All that jazz. As you get up, what do you guys want to do?
Go gather everyone and go to the fence.
It's before sunrise, right? It's still kind of dark out.
Yeah, it's like the crack of dawn.
Okay.
Am I feeling hungover at all?
No, you're probably fine.
Good. It's so early. Why are we out here?
Just to suffer.
Isn't that all life is?
I crack my neck and go, so
Are you guys all letting me
Yeah.
collect you and just going? Is that okay?
yeah, table talk, I'm okay with that.
I'm okay.
Do we see Cal, or should I place the note that he's good to put the rooms up?
I would say Cal is outside when you guys wake up.
Well, looks like we do get to see you one more time, Cal.
Oh, I'm ready. Sorry, I was muted.
He looks over, and he
Awesome.
says, "Oh, are you guys? Is this it? You're going out now?"
Yeah,
Yeah,
how long has it been?
Yeah.
Oh, it's... God, when did you last talk to me?
Oh, jeez.
26?
He
Oh,
pauses for a moment, and he looks to you and says, "The 83rd.
Hot damn.
How's the city doing?
Well, it's a lot quieter after the guard and everything.
What do you mean the guard and everything?
Right, you guys wouldn't know. Well, I mean, a few days after you guys, things started to get pretty intense, and, with thievery at an all-time high and all the gang activity, there were a few battles between rival groups, and a whole bunch of thefts and murders. So the guard decided to do a little bit of a sweep, and, well, for about a 10-day, it was like 3 hangings every few hours. It was pretty gruesome.
Well,
So, I mean, things in town have gotten a little bit quiet. A few of my suppliers have run off. Business is starting to get a little bit slow. Don't see as many people in the streets. No crime at all. But business isn't exactly doing great for me either. So I don't really know what to think.
Are you saying the guards could not distinguish between the riffraff and normal civilians?
Well, they wanted to discourage, so, for those 10 days, thievery, pocketing some bread wasn't going to get you some time in the cell. It's death penalty, right?
Oh, wow.
I can't imagine what it would have been if you rolled a 1 for luck. Jesus. Place would have been burned to the fucking ground.
So
I think we just needed a really high luck roll. Even higher than what we got.
Oh, well, it's kind of sucky to leave on that note, isn't it?
Well, I mean, on the bright side, I mean, I don't do any of that stuff. I had 1 or 2 times when I was a young and stupid. But, I haven't touched any of that, so I've got nothing to worry about. And you guys are on the straight and narrow, too, so it should be fine. It's hard to, really buy anything at a good price now that a lot of the merchants have left, and, all the hangings are done. Everyone still remembers it.
Well,
How's the city proper doing? Do you have any idea?
No, I don't go in there. I assume it's just peachy noble life, like usual.
Well, if the worst has passed, perhaps things are on the up.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't think anyone's going to be stealing anything for a while now after that.
I rap hard on the wooden counter. Hopefully business does improve, as Paladin Merton suggests.
I hope so. Yeah, if you want to spread word while you're out on your trip that Hillcrest is, open for business and low on crime, now's the time to tell him, I guess. Just leave out that other bit.
Yeah, I think that's something we can do.
He just kind of shakes his head for a second and takes a drink, and you can see instead of tea, he has like a cup of beer at his side.
So I never quite finished this, but I look over towards Trent. It's like, should we pour him 1 drink before we head out today? Out of the once distilled
I
dragon
think he could use it.
We'll give him like a shot glass.
I'm gonna roll luck to see if he finds it to his liking, if it's within his tastes.
It's worth noting that it's like pretty strong, I think. It's not quite like crazy strong.
He takes a sip and he's just like, oh, Trent.
Yeah, it's not quite done yet.
Real smooth.
You don't have to lie to me. I'll figure out what you like eventually.
Not that.
He picks up the glass back off the table again, and he just kind of looks at it like, bottoms up, and just slams the rest of it.
Oh man.
Sniff the empty glass and go,
He has the look on his face of somebody who's just smelled something terrible, but also been forced to eat like a lemon. It's like all sour, and his face is contorted, and he just kind of shakes it off, and he goes, ugh. Hey, get some recipes out there on the road or something.
Well, that's what he's going to remember us now, Trent. That taste is in his mouth whenever he thinks of us.
I just storm out of the bar.
It was a joke, Trent. Oh God.
Hey, wait, no,
Shit.
fuck,
He'll be fine. He's overreacting.
look, have a taste of this. I would have, faked it if I could, but it's like,
I pour myself a shot glass from the small barrel I'm still holding.
okay.
I take a sip too.
I definitely don't.
I'd like both of you to make luck rolls, please.
I thought it was gonna be a con saving throw.
I just drink it, even no matter how how nasty it is.
I rolled really high on my checks.
did.
I don't understand what I'm
Yeah,
doing
it's
wrong.
supposed to be good.
I rolled like a 24 or 23 and an 18.
Yeah, but he rolled like a nat 1, so it's
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like...
Yeah, this is something he doesn't
It's,
like.
it's like just that one fruit. I hate that, kind of thing. And
Mm-hmm.
you hand him a cup of it.
16.
16. Okay. You have a swig of it, and it's kind of like at that alcohol level of a fortified wine, like 17-20%. So it's got quite a bit of kick to it, but it's actually rather good. And Zenkas, you come away from it finding that it's quite nice. As for you, Zakul, you can tell that this has the beginnings of being a really good dragonborn, spirit, but it still needs to be distilled and made stronger. And so to see this reaction as, Zenkas kind of has a swig and is like, and, you have it, and you can realize its potential. Cal must just really not be into this flavor. Because what you're tasting, both of you would agree, is like, it's actually not bad. And in fact, Zenkas, you would, if you were offered a glass of that, you would jump for it, probably.
Perhaps
Huh?
you don't like dragon fruit liquor.
Is that what that's made with?
It's still
Tons
rough
of it.
around the edges, but the flavor is there. Just need to refine it more.
I guess it's just not for me. I mean, I'm happy to support the boy in his craft, but would I kill him to just make some regular ale or something?
Yes. The day that Trent makes beer is the day he gives up on being a brewer.
Well, remember this, and when we come back,
You just have to.
Sure.
You'll be like on an exile trip where like you travel the lands and you guys won't return to Hillcrest until you have something that you're sure Cal will just be like, his socks blown off. You can redeem yourself.
Like literally like a filter of happiness or something.
You like scry into other dimensions to find what drink would be his favorite, and
I get the spell scrying and I literally just use it to observe his drinking habits and,
Yeah.
and what alcohols he enjoys, and I take like a taste palette test.
watch him in the city for years. Reverse engineer.
why the fuck are we murdering people? Let's just drink fucking alcohol.
The group quits being murder hobos to become brewers.
So we head out and I guess follow Merton.
Okay. Sure, sounds good. You guys head out into the street, finding, Trent out there, feeling a little, in a huff and a puff. And you guys leave. Cal gives you guys all the, a warm goodbye and everything. Where are you guys going? What are you guys doing?
Hey, Trent, I mean, it was fine. I don't know. Cal just doesn't like that stuff.
Listen, are you still doing this? This
I-
sounds
I-
like a really bad
I
idea.
nod, like, yeah,
Terrible idea.
it's fine.
You're hating people for stealing bread.
I'm not gonna...
Oh, actually, as we look around, what's the city look like? Is there just like everybody has their shutters closed?
Yeah,
Quiet on
everything's
the
died
streets, or
down. It's
Doesn't
perfect.
look close.
Things are a lot quieter. Now, granted, it's early in the morning, the roosters have yet to crow, that kind of thing, so the city hasn't really started up. But even then, you occasionally see a soul kind of wandering. And here, it's the same. You see people going up and down, but there are a few things that certainly herald that something has gone on, and the somber mood on the few people walking around is an easy indicator. But even more than that, you can see what look like guard flyers that have been, kind of put around on posts and in between buildings and things like that. You see one nearby, and it looks like it's just a list of people that have been executed, and it's a long list. And you see, like, affiliated gangs, leaders, lists of thieves, and it's like, sections
Can we
of,
pull
like,
one of these flyers off? And
Murder
Is there a
Murderers
list
and
of any of the
Merton?
guards who were like killed or hurt during this?
it doesn't seem to show the guard casualties, but it's just like a long list of everyone who's been brought to the chopping block.
Sure, I'll pull out one of these flyers if it's okay, and pull
Sure,
it off
yeah,
a nearby one.
they're just like little things, kind of, someone's thumbtacked it onto like a nearby street pole, so anyone can take them. And
Recognize any of your friends. I say, passing it over to Merton.
I'm gonna have my book start recording everything and all the stories that
Or,
Cal just
you
told
know,
us.
he could also use it to be familiar with some of the other names and leaders here.
Yeah, I could take it, but we don't really go by names.
Looking down at the thing, Merton, you see what looks like multiple aliases for different people, as well as affiliated gangs. You see that the West Side Gang is reportedly gone and has been wiped off the face of the earth, as well as other gangs that have just been completely decimated. And you see a whole bunch of different names and likely fake names and nicknames, but you don't
Is
actually
that one
have
guy's name on there from the first session where he got pickpocketed? I remember I wrote his name down, and I've looked for it like 5 times, and I can't find it.
Oh,
Do you remember what I'm talking about?
I would say, yeah, you definitely see his name on there. He's super dead.
Damn.
Um,
I'll keep the list because that's interesting to have, but yeah.
The other thing that you notice about it is the descriptions of what has been done. Many of them are simply brought to the chopping block, but for others, it reports that they've been like drawn and quartered or like horribly mutilated and put on display. Some of these executions apparently happened even like out in the countryside and in surrounding areas.
Does it say at whose order any of these things were done? Like, does it say like by the order of blah blah blah? X was killed in such a fashion, or does it have like a title, like a lord's name or anything there that's like giving this merit, or do the guards just like take it upon themselves to quarter people?
Yes, there's no names, no family, but at the bottom it says on the authority of it's like the main castle in the city proper, whose name escapes me at the moment.
Okay.
But yeah, it seems that they have called for it, which would be like the ruling power in this land.
Well, it goes without
So this
saying.
wouldn't have been like, I guess what I'm saying is like this wouldn't have been Castle Morgan's order to start, he's out of the loop on this one, at least.
You don't know if he had any involvement in it, but it certainly looks as though the call for this came elsewhere. Actually, I got that wrong. It looks like the Dugal family called for this, and they are the current like reigning noble family that controls like the seat of power.
Okay. And that's the seat of power of like Hillcrest proper, or like?
Yeah, basically, the current Dugal is the king.
Okay.
Well, it definitely goes without saying that the help I had for tonight is not available. So
again, I say this is a really bad idea.
Trent, you are the leader of this coven. It is
I'm
your
gonna
decision.
whisper into Trent. If that's such a bad idea, why did you agree to do it?
I didn't.
Why don't you talk
Sorry, I
to...
didn't make the deal with the goddamn death god.
I mean, he said it wasn't necessary. It would just be nice. So yeah, we don't have to do this. It's kind of your call.
Is there like an alleyway or something nearby where I could
Sure.
be private?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's go find a place to settle down.
Let me figure things out, and I'll
Yeah.
go
Why don't you
down
go-
the alley
Why don't you go have a
and,
talk?
and pull out the orb.
Okay, you guys kind of tuck down the corner there and slip into an alleyway, reaching for the Whispering Orb.
I'll close my eyes, holding the dagger in my other hand, and hold the orb, and see if there's any contact.
When you go to hold the orb and summon up the presence, gradually the whispers begin to kind of pull away, and you feel the entity kind of come towards you. And Desso's voice calls out and says, "What is it, Trent? Bring me good news."
Unfortunately,
Oh,
I kind of bring mixed news.
Hmm.
I've secured the key to the room above you, but that's sort of a small silver lining. Also, the party is ready to, after stopping back in Misty Town to investigate the room, we will be ready to go on to find Black River. So that's some good news. But I'm
And
I'm
of
delaying.
Castle Morgan? I sense he still draws breath.
He is still alive, and that's actually why I'm trying to get in touch with you. The group had devised a plan involving some of the people here in town, sort of as both watchers and accomplices, if you will. However, things in Hillcrest have gotten strict, and if it's still your wish, we will happily go forward with our plan. Although it's worth mentioning that the city is executing and torturing people for crimes as small as stealing a bite to eat from a stall. It would be placing our group in great risk. So if you still wish it done, we will, of course, follow through with it.
What do you think your chances are of success are, Trent? You lead this coven. Do you think that you could do so without suffering death?
Judging by Spartan rules, like
I'm gonna think in my head really hard here and take a moment to like run some calculations, like how long it's gonna take us to get out of town, how long I think it'll take us to do the murder. I'll ask Deso if Castle needs to be sacrificed, or if it's good enough that his draws
Preferably.
no breath. Okay. So that adds a little bit of time to properly sacrifice him.
If he passes to old age, that would be acceptable, but a waste. Trent.
I think it's doable. I think we are skilled enough to take care of it. I don't know if all of us will survive, and I don't know which of us might fall. It's a matter of chance at that point, but I think we could get it done. It's just a matter of how important is it to you? Would you rather us have a better force to go find Black River, or would you rather us take care of Castle Morgan? Because if we take care of Castle Morgan, I feel as though at least one of our group will fall. And whether it's just someone to fall as a scapegoat to appease the masses that, you know, this crime has been taken care of. And regardless of whether we succeed or fail, surviving members of our group will never be able to come back to Hillcrest, at least not in their normal selves, as despite what the rest of my group feels, I don't believe that we've gone as unnoticed as we think we have.
This complicates things, Trent. I would say I want both things done, but Black River has evaded me for long, and I have come to believe that he is operating of his own will and no longer is merely borrowing the artifact which I have given to him. I worry that he has turned against the Miraneen and is using it for himself. I would like to see you bring him in. However, it is also important that Castle is done with. If you think but a single party member would be lost, remember that even the best of dragon chess players will lose a pawn or two during the game.
Feel like he's pointing something out.
Very well.
As long as you do not lose the king, Trent, you cannot fall. The others are expendable.
Thank you, and I will report to you when we are en route to Misty Town. Hopefully I will be talking with you in person shortly.
Good. And then the thing just slowly fades back beyond the wall of whispers and disappears. And you guys see what looks like the concentration on Trent's face gradually fade away as the orb seems to almost shift colors and goes back to a dull sort of hue.
So I take it we're leaving.
Why do you assume that?
Looking at Trent's face as I say that.
We do what we came here to do, and then we get out.
Sigh. Oh, I hope you know what this means.
Merton better not be rolling those shitty athletics rolls.
Wow. One of us is dying. Anyways.
Well,
Now, you guys wouldn't have heard all that, right? Keep that in mind. This is a conversation that happens in Trent's mind, so...
so we're doing it. All right. Well, we just need to kind of wait until later then if we're doing the same plan.
Well, isn't the beginning of that plan to make sure you get in touch with your contact? Is he will he still be?
No, that part of the plan is gone. You think there's anyone still even available and certainly not willing to do the job?
Well, we'll do it on our own then.
Quite the contrary. I think that now would be the perfect time to find him. The city is scared and
Oh, you think he's
helpless.
still alive?
And I think the underbelly is itching for a chance to strike back.
Well, we've got the whole day. Doesn't hurt to look, I suppose. But perhaps we shouldn't walk around as ourselves.
Well, who did we lose?
Oh, Z dipped for a second. He's back.
Z, can you hear me? I need my Zach.
Oh, he might be having technical difficulties. This would actually be a good place to take a brief break, though, if you guys want.
Sure.
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 Alright, looks like Z's having some mild technical problems. We're going to take 5 or 10, boys, and we'll be back soon. See you in a moment.
Yeah, he's restarting.
Ooh.
I'm so scared.
We'll be fine.
Party White Monday is coming back.
Why?
So,
No, not party. What? Just one.
Why did you
so
say
Merton's
why?
fence is 100% dead.
No, I just
I don't know why Eric keeps thinking that.
there's a good chance. We're gonna go find out.
The list Merton's holding is like one of those Santa Claus name lists where it just like rolls out on the floor, goes down the steps, like into the street.
I'll
Well-
tell you one thing. If Merton rolls the luck check, his guy is dead. That's a fucking guarantee right there.
Well, this is what I was gonna say. Merton could just, if his guy is dead, Merton should just appear as him and get a couple people.
But I think everyone is dead. I mean,
We don't know.
We'll go find out.
How thorough could the guard be?
Well, they did know him for the. They might have known where he was in the other place, but he moved out of there.
I'm gonna heat up some more tea, I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, can someone add the new date for the
I'll be right
time
back
on
as
the
well.
list?
83rd?
do you mean by on the list?
Anyone know what day Thursday's on?
They were the 83rd.
So yeah, so for major plot things, I think we just need to resolve it like pretty much in that session, unless. Well, no. So I guess it doesn't matter as much if the other party's not right next to us. A lot of that planning kind of went out the window.
Crossover time. One of them joins in and we hire them to help when they die.
I'm okay with this.
Seduce. Okay, seduce your 9.
Super awkward though, as Martin has pointed out multiple occasions and hurt my feelings.
Just super seduce him and help him make him join the coven.
Rip. He's gonna get killed.
So hey, you know that guy who pays your bills and you're, sworn to protect and stuff? You want to help us kill him?
Well, no, just as he sleeps, we make him hold the whispering orb and have Deso tell him what to do. And he might think it's a bunch of prophecies or dreams.
Roll a 2 on his whiz save.
See if Deso can control him through the orb.
You guys are freaking out. As long as we all do our part, I think it'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Minus the fact that we know how much Castle's killed before, and
He's an old man. It's okay.
We just need to discuss what we're gonna actually do. Because if we all know what we're gonna do before, it'll be fine.
We're
Are we
still
gonna-
using that same ambush point. Get the disguise, bring them over there for dinner or whatever.
I mean, like what spells we're gonna use in order to do it? Because
Are we
I have
go-
things that I can just do that are gonna make it easy. Especially if Jimmy uses a portent roll or something.
We need to use that too, so you can't call for help or anything like that.
Right.
Metagaming.
Well, is it, or are we just talking about our plan?
Saying to use the 2 that your
Okay,
characters
so-
would have no idea
Say
about.
in game, use your divination to make him fail. Like, okay, there you go.
That's not something you guys know about, though.
We're also not supposed to be saying that. Yeah, it's metagame. We could probably make it work regardless. One dies, someone died. I would rather us do something rather than being like, all right, well, we did all this, now we're leaving the town without doing anything. So I'm okay with Jimmy going ahead with we're doing this. Even
Well,
if
are we
this
gonna
thing
use
is-
the orb on him to make his body disappear?
It doesn't make the body disappear. I just have to kill them and then, destroy their body in a specific way.
How long does that? I thought you had to do it while they're alive. The sacrifice.
Unconscious.
Well, yeah, alive still. You have to do it with the orb.
How long does that thing take?
What, to sacrifice them?
Yeah.
None of that time was disclosed to us.
Also, he just said it would be preferable. So,
Well, I mean, we know how long it takes because we saw you do it to multiple
yeah,
people.
I have no idea how long. He never gave me a time.
Well, that's something we should ask Illusion.
Yeah.
And we should ask Illusion if we can, knock him out first and then do it, or if we have to grapple him, because that's important.
True.
Yeah, we can knock him out and do it. That's what we did to the other people.
Okay.
I worked with the people that had Spare the Dying on them.
We can mistakenly kill the guy though by critting or something crazy. And then if you get a poor luck roll, you don't even get a chance to spare him. But like you said, it's not the end of the world because it doesn't matter if we do the
It's
ritual killing or not.
preferable.
He said the important thing was that he didn't die of old age. So either die by sacrifice or die by Tessa's arrow going through his face.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Guiding
Yeah.
bolt him and make his body just a pile of powder.
Ugh.
Then we can just sweep up the body.
Put him in a little baggie.
Then on our way back, we can just give the remains to Deso. Here he is in a bag.
All right, so I can remove these items, right? The silver rapier, fine longsword. blah,
Yeah, I
blah.
have the rapier.
Am I carrying this barrel of liquor around?
It's not a full barrel. It's just, I think it just counts in with the brewer's supplies weight, which I already have on my person.
I think the main thing for this is we need to figure out a way to make him, quiet. So like, is it cool? You need to be in charge of, like restraining him or something, right?
I can just keep him from running away. I don't have anything that.
Or can you like hold his mouth? Like,
Oh yeah, if I can grapple him, but that's if I can get in range and try it. Okay, so Clan Ren has the silver rapier. I've erased these things off my inventory, so make sure you move them over.
Yep.
Now, table talk. Why are we giving away money everywhere? It's like, hey, this gold is not easy to
It's my
get.
money.
That's true, but like, yeah, let's tip him. Let's tip this guy too.
He is also keeping our secret and letting
Do we
us
have a
stay
reason
here.
for this? Like, you didn't even tell him to keep your secret. Though. It was just like, hey, thanks, good job on the stew. Here's the gold.
yeah, here's way too much money.
As a party, we're gonna get paid 5 gold for rescuing Benevolent, which we just chose not to take. And he was like, yeah, you guys can stay here.
Yeah,
for
I
free."
didn't fucking make that decision.
I'm saying that's how much gold we would have actually gotten. So if we start like actually running out, we're probably not going to be too rich, right? Hey, we need to buy something.
It'd be
like
different if it
another
was like
sword.
party gold though.
On the list, does it say why they were killed?
Don't
Oh,
know.
for some of them, yeah.
Solution
Oh no,
has
oh,
to-
that's just how they were killed. I guess.
Yeah. They were just all executed. Why were you going to be like, was anybody murdered for attempted assassination?
No, because I was just gonna use the cup and act like I'm a beggar while the guy walks down the hall. While the guy walks.
Oh, you want to make sure they don't murder you for being a beggar?
Yeah, because I was just gonna pretend I was
that would be wise.
because I was just gonna pretend to be like a person like goes down their luck
We're
asking for
walking
money
down on a date
as he
and like
walks.
a beggar, and just like slices your throat.
You should have checked the list.
That's why I want to know if it says on the list.
Yeah, you should ask.
Because like that wasn't actually theft. This is just panhandling.
By the way, I thought Jimmy was sneaking out to go to like the city proper or something. I was like, I don't even know what Jimmy's planning right now.
I may have had a bigger plan until I realized I was being watched.
Well, you could have just made some lint stuff in his ear and he couldn't hear it.
Dust
No,
is
it only
loudly
works with
blows into my
dust.
ears.
Okay,
Well,
there's a-
yeah, you had a 9 yesterday after the fact, and Clan and I pointed it out. Like, oh, random dusting. I can't hear anything.
I'm trying to avoid using them to negatively and affect you guys unless it's like really important to my character.
I got you.
You just like sneak out and you get shivved in the dark.
It's important to fail sometimes in D&D. tells a better story.
Will's
Yeah.
doing a good job with those nat ones. He's all about the good story. Will, I've never seen someone roll so many nat ones.
That's me.
How long does that ability last? Like to go through something? Does it only last a couple seconds?
Yeah.
Okay.
And if he doesn't get all the way through, he like dies, don't you, or something like that?
I don't think so.
I'm just asking because like he doesn't need air, does he? Since he's undead.
I think I do. I can't. I already discussed. I can't just like sit in a. That's not how it works. If I can't get through something in an action, then I can't go through.
Okay. So within 6 seconds.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay.
But I can only go through certain thicknesses.
And that's why you'll probably never be able to get inside the.
So, tabletop, can we at least agree we're gonna go through with this all the way this session and not delay this any further?
Yeah.
Yeah, we delayed it for like 3 fucking sessions.
Yeah.
We just need to do it. We always keep putting it off.
Well, I'm ready whenever you guys are, so.
Do we all have alternate sets of clothing to wear?
I do, sort of, but I don't think I change that often. Isn't like heavy armor supposed to take like an hour to put back on?
Well, no, couldn't you just try and like, if you had bigger clothing that's just like cloth, could you throw it over top? Or no? To cover that you're wearing armor?
I suppose I could.
Well, it'd just be like you could just probably throw a big glass cloak over you.
I think the pack comes with 3 pairs of common clothes, right? So, Illusion, 2 questions while you've been gone.
Mhm.
First being, does the list say anything about people being executed for begging or soliciting?
Oh, no.
Okay, you're good there, Clan. The other question was about heavy armor and taking it on and off and having like different pieces of. Is it like the full hour unless someone helps me and all that?
It takes like 10 minutes for heavy armor.
Okay.
And how long does the ritual, Jimmy's ritual to like kill someone take?
All right.
I'd say that probably takes like a minute.
Okay.
That's all pretty much said. We just need the orb, and then you can kill them around the orb, and he's good, right?
Yeah, you just gotta shank
As
him.
long as he uses the proper method. There's like a certain
Trent
like
knows how to
ways
do
you
that.
have to stab him.
Are we good to go there, boyos?
Yep.
I'm ready. I thought I was muted for a second. We're good.
Welcome back, ladies and gents. It's time for the plan. What is the plan?
First, we're gonna
Whatever
go
Martin tells us.
see if the fence is there, and
Ah.
while we're walking around, I would like to pick a spot and gather some info in case Castle's asking Victoria questions like, "Where do you work?" Like, blah blah blah. I'd like to stop somewhere and like make a thing.
What do you mean
Does
by
that
make
make
a
sense?
thing? Like,
Like-
just get some info?
Like
Like,
create like a background for myself in
Sure.
case he asks some questions.
grounded in reality? Okay.
Yeah.
I'd say that you can go and do that. And make an investigation
So-
check to see if you gather like some good info for that.
10, right on the nose.
Okay. So yeah, you find a shop over here, and pick up a couple of street names and whatnot. You get some info that'll potentially help your ruse, and
So I don't sound like a complete idiot when he
Mhm.
asks me stuff.
and as this is happening, you guys sort of have a date for when this is going down. That is, if everything goes according to plan. Where are you guys off to?
The last place I saw the fence.
Okay. The group travels, and off into one of the lower wards where crime is generally rampant and the standards of living are certainly lacking compared to elsewhere. Your group finds that things have changed significantly. Here, in these wards, it is rather quiet, and when you guys approach, you see that the standard sort of ruffians that you'd find out on the street are nowhere to be seen. And though there are still families here and there doing things, it's significantly changed. Now, as you go looking to find your fence, you've been given an address by him, yes?
Yeah, last time I saw him.
Okay. I would like a luck roll, please.
Should I roll it, guys?
Like we all said, if Will rolls it, he's definitely dead. Oh, there it goes. We're
Later,
taking it back
bitch.
now.
Oh!
Jesus.
You said
I
later.
called it.
Mark one kill up for Merton.
Ooh. Okay. You guys go off down the road, and following a couple of strange alleyways, Merton gradually leads you to a little spot that his paper has taken him to. And when you guys get over there, Merton, you see the thieves' cant on the door that depicts that, past this door is a fence operating in the area, right? It's plain to see there right by the door. And when you go to give a tap on the knock using your same knock, there's no response from inside. And in fact, the door kind of creaks open.
That's. I'll push it slowly.
As you slowly push the door inwards, you're treated to the sight of a rope that hangs from one of the ceiling rafters leading down to your fence, whose face is on full display, and the entirety of his rib cage and lower stomach area has been torn asunder as if cut by some incredibly large meat cleaver, and his intestines and organs just kind of go down to the ground in a heap, and there's flies all over the place, and maggots kind of crawling around there.
Shouldn't be seen here trying to see him more.
Paging Jazzix. Paging Jazzix. Interesting sight.
Make a luck roll, please.
Oh no, not me. Someone
Even
else
before
roll it.
Jazzix dies, too.
Someone roll it for me. He's busy. 7. God, I rolled so.
You think about your patron for a moment, and nothing happens. As for the rest of you, you see Merton kind of open this door and then witness the aftermath of an absolutely grisly execution in front of you. A man who's been hung and is still sort of rotating there from the rope that goes up to the ceiling, and his organs are all spilled out over the ground in a rotting fly and maggot infested heap.
I recognize this man. I reached out and I
I'm going
grabbed
to turn around and make it look like I'm not there to see him.
Yeah, I'll just
Merton's hand and said, "We need to leave."
Yeah, when I realized Jazzix isn't coming, the door's getting closed.
Okay,
We're just
you
going.
close the door. The horrid stench of rotting human flesh is once again locked back into his box where it should be.
Still think we're getting help?
We'll have to do without.
Was that Jimmy? Tell me that was Jimmy.
It's Trent puking.
It's the sound of badidea.com.
The sound
Oh,
of
boy.
Jimmy regretting every decision Trent has ever made.
Well,
Had to one up Merton and talk to the fucking demon.
it is time to
Get drunk.
wait. No, we cannot be drunk for tonight.
There's still a way for us to do it. It's just
Yeah.
harder, I guess.
It's gonna be harder. Yeah. We'll just have to do it quicker.
The two of you, or sorry, not the two of you, but the five of you sort of there in your shock after seeing that grisly sight are sort of brought back to the real world as in a nearby alleyway you see a couple of children running by playing a game of tag.
Jesus. Let's get to the spot and we'll sit there till it's time. Okay.
Hey,
Sure.
Merton,
Yeah.
I'll lean in and whisper, to Merton.
Okay.
Just because I know we're kind of out in public. Would it help if, Castle Morgan didn't disappear in that alley and came out the other side?
Actually,
That
I'm not
is a
listening.
good idea. That is a good idea.
Well,
I don't
can we
have
get
long.
to the-
It would
can
only
we get
last
to
an
the
hour,
alley at all?
but we would have to take him down fast.
Well, what are you thinking of doing?
All right, here's my plan.
This is like an after plan thought.
We're also heading towards the alley right now, right? Like the
You-
ambush spot.
Sure.
You get him there. We ambush him, hitting him as hard as we can
Yep.
immediately with whatever we can.
Yeah.
If things go well and he goes down quickly, you and I continue the walk with me in Castle Morgan's place.
Right.
Can we hear this?
Yeah. You guys are all
Okay,
huddled together,
guys,
kind of
here's the
avoid
thing.
people.
The issue is, what if he screams before we can take him down?
I will ensure he does not scream.
Well, I was kind of thinking about that, and it might be a good idea. Merton, you'll be right next to him. Do you still have that dart with the dried whatever on it?
I've got 2 of them.
I don't know if anybody has any idea about that stuff, but if you can activate it somehow, maybe you need to wet it or something so it works again. It must have been really old.
I mean, if you just stab him in the neck where the blood is, it should reactivate if you let it.
You'll be right there, and the poison might catch him by surprise. Give us time to.
So you think if we walk down the alley and maybe someone just throws it at him or sticks him with it?
Yeah, or shanks him with it from right next to him.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
look
just
over
gotta make
towards
sure he gets
Zenka.
down that alleyway.
I think that's a big risk on a poison we know nothing about. He's a strong man.
Well, that's why I'm saying we have some time to kill. Do you think you could find someone in this area who has an idea about poisons?
Bad idea. We can't trust anyone.
Less than know, the better.
Here's an interesting idea.
Don't worry, I am a stronger man than any human.
This one's for illusion. I'm immune to poison, but if I stab myself, will I realize how strong it is?
No.
That's great. That's a great. No, that's a great.
Illusion.
Do
idea.
you roll
Illusion
damage
snorted.
so I can say there's no damage?
Illusion just snorted.
Sorry.
I mean, it's a thought.
it was
Sorry.
involuntary.
Thinking
No,
out
you'll
loud,
you'll
nothing
prick
wrong with
yourself, maybe do 1 damage, and then just be like, huh.
that. Okay. I mean, we do have. I feel
Unless
like
the poison was like so acidic that it like burned through your arm or something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Trent. How are we going to test it in 1 day? I mean, we do have a day. You're right.
We have
But-
two
But
of them.
if we get him in an alley alone, I feel like just doing it all the way there is a lot more sure than risking what happens after we let him leave.
Now,
Oh.
you guys have been talking for a while, and gradually you come upon this restaurant, which is near the little alleyway there, and you can see the sort of venue that Merton has planned for all of this. Nearby the area where Zencast was Zencast, there is little to be seen as far as thievery or any undercity types. It's much cleaner here nowadays.
Is it like fairly dark in that alleyway? Places where we could hide or anything?
Yeah, it's definitely a little bit dim. If you were to be there, in the evening, it would probably be like pitch black. Or close to it, at least.
Okay.
If we're walking there, if I'm walking there with, is it going to be suspicious if I want to go down that way?
No, it's just an alleyway. I mean, somebody might wonder what it is that's down there that you're going to, but it isn't, it's not really shady for somebody to just go down an alley.
All right.
They exist for a reason.
Well, this is the spot. I think when we get him here, maybe you guys go like on my attack, if that makes sense. Like you wait until I do something and then you all go.
Sure.
We should have a signal like this.
Well,
Yeah,
what's
the
the
signal's
word if he
stabbing.
is not
He's
going
stabbing
by your
him.
wish?
That's-
Please don't use butterscotch again.
Butterscotch. That's the word. That's the word.
That's the word.
Wow.
The restaurant has butterscotch cookies for dessert.
Fine.
And I can't wait to have them. Yes, butterscotch pudding. Sure.
Well, pick one word, please.
Well, when I say butterscotch,
Butterscotch, fine.
I'm going to continue talking after I say it, but I'm also...
Right. But we'll hear butterscotch.
Yes.
Is there a word in case he doesn't follow your whims, or you don't find the opportunity?
Like a backup word.
I'm stabbing him when I say butterscotch. What don't you
Oh.
understand?
Like, as in, like, do you need us to come out and grab him and pull him in?
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
he's
the
not
second I
going
say
away.
butterscotch is when you guys need to go.
Okay, so we're
Not
going.
a moment later.
I thought you were bringing him into the alley.
I am,
normal
and that's
way.
when I'm going to bring up the butterscotch.
Okay, so
Okay, so just when we hear
if he
butterscotch,
doesn't
it's
come
just
into the
attack.
alley,
He's coming
is
into
what
the
I'm saying.
alley.
How do you
Alright.
know?
Never mind.
Because-
Okay, no, let's believe. I believe.
Martin,
What's
give
the
yourself
word?
very realistic ones. I'm gonna point to boobs.
What's the word if the if it's off? If something comes up that you
Something's
recognize,
wrong.
or
Instead of
If-
butterscotch,
Schnitzel. No, I'm kidding.
instead of butterscotch for dessert, we will be having chocolate cake. We're being watched.
And does your key not work or something?
Would you like to make a perception check, please, Merton?
Oh, we are being. Jesus.
There we go.
Do some of your keyboard keys not work then?
No.
Are you
13.
just purposely leaving out letters? Or is tabletop fucking up for me?
All my letters are there.
You see what?
Table talk is omitting letters?
Shut up. Illusion's telling me something.
Sorry.
You're definitely being watched. Around the corner, you see what looks like a homeless man who's just slightly peeking his head past the wall, and when you turn to face him, he quickly moves back.
He was close enough to hear.
He definitely could have. Yeah, he was just over here, sort of disguised in some trash and some rubble. You guys were speaking in hushed tones, so you don't know how much of that he got, but yeah.
Wait, is this the dim alley, or are we in the dim alley?
You're in the dim alley.
Oh, there's another alley. Okay.
yeah, it's an alleyway. Oh,
Yeah. Good sir, is everything okay over here?
Are you guys selling butterscotch?
Well, we're gonna get some later.
can
But
I roll
not-
insight to see if this guy is playing this off?
Make an insight roll, please.
Now also roll.
Sure.
Oh, I can also roll because I'm a bard.
Are you just letting everyone roll?
Well, I'm bard, so
I guess I'll roll.
Has anybody got a
insight, you
15 or
said?
higher?
I got a 19.
Okay.
25.
For the rest of you, you're not sure, but for those of you with a 15 or higher, you're fairly certain that this elderly man is senile. You know, he's infirm and on the street because he's not completely there anymore.
I'm gonna look at Trent. He's not over there, Trent.
So, you know, interestingly enough, he gives you a look, Merton, like he's in on the deal. Like, oh,
Yes.
you're getting butterscotch? But
We
you
are
know,
getting butterscotch later. Why don't you get yourself some? And I'll give him a gold and be like, go on. Because I want him to leave.
he,
And last time I gave a hobo gold, he was fucking out of there.
So this one's gonna be back.
you give him the gold piece and he looks at it and he goes, oh, can buy a lot of butterscotch
a lot
with
of butters.
this.
That's right.
Goodness. I'm gonna be on butterscotch stuff for a week. He just kind of shuffles off to the side here.
Alright. Well, we'll make sure not to do it in view of that.
He's gonna end up telling someone he found a gold piece in it. A bunch of people talking about butterscotch.
frame him. Yeah, this hobo killed Cancel Monk. He's not gonna do anything. Just
Does
let,
this alleyway end?
let him be.
It keeps going for a while and does eventually end. Yeah, right about here it ends.
Which
Over
way
here,
is,
you
like-
see the homeless man go up to what looks to be another sort of disheveled-looking person, and he holds the gold piece towards him and says, "1 butterscotch, please."
Oh my god.
Let's get somewhere where there's not homeless people.
Yeah, seriously, let's go here.
Yeah. One butterscotch, please.
Meanwhile, he just said he could buy a lot of butterscotch with that, and then he goes and buys one.
Yeah, but that was
One
like a whole
whole
5 seconds
butterscotch.
ago.
One whole butterscotch.
10-second Tom.
Okay, so we're just gonna walk around town, go by Cal's so he sees us again, and then when it starts getting dark, it goes into motion. You guys get it? Good?
Got it.
Why are we going by cows?
We're not going by Cal's, but we shouldn't just sit here all day because that might be weird.
Good.
Yeah. Sound good? Good. Okay.
Till what time in the day are you waiting?
Well, at some point, these guys are gonna go get disguised. Well,
I need to go.
Victoria's gonna-
I need to go at lunchtime when he
Why
walked in
does
the
Tesla
flowers
want
to go
keys?
set up the date. Hopefully.
So are you gonna go over there while the rest of you just kind of chill for a bit?
Yeah, I need to become Victoria and go hopefully see Castle.
Make your disguise check, please, as you turn into Victoria.
Right, can I assist
Plus
and get
real
Victoria?
boobs.
Real boobs?
Wait, is Will about to roll?
I get advantage on this. Don't worry, guys. This is my
We're worried.
feat, my actor feat.
The double one.
Double ones. Double wills, as we call
Oh
them.
my god, he had a one.
I rolled a one,
Oh,
but
Jesus.
22 is
Okay.
the other one.
Alright. So you go,
The real
and by the
boobs
time that you're
coming.
finishing up at the mirror there, you're a pretty convincing looking Victoria.
I'd like the dress I have to be different than last time. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't need to think I'm a dirty tramp.
Only owns one dress.
Yeah, right? He caught me on the same cycle as before. Okay, we're going over.
Okay.
So Victoria's going to Castle Morgan?
I believe so. Is that the plan?
Yes, the garden.
So you guys are hanging out where? While Victoria is off doing his thing. Her thing. Its thing. The thing.
I probably would have went to a general
So
store.
many people just got insulted in like 5 seconds there.
You're all fucking gay.
Could I find some sort of like?
I'm not sorry, Twitch.
Could I find some sort of like
Sorry.
tarp or a big tablecloth that I could wrap something up in?
A tablecloth?
Potentially a person.
Like maybe big enough for a person to be wrapped up in?
Sure, you want to get a body bag?
No, not a body bag, like a tablecloth. Just big enough,
Something that could be.
hypothetically speaking.
Is
Okay.
there a big open barrel in the area?
So you go to like a Capital Iron / camping sort of place, and get like a big tarp. Is that what's going on?
Sure.
I mean, it could be used for anything, but I'm definitely putting a body in here. Yeah, I'd say you could get that for probably like 5 silver pieces.
Sure. I pick that up sometime during the day. Hang around the shopping until the appointed time.
Perfect.
We'll be at the alley as nightfall.
Okay.
Or at least I will be.
How about the
Trent
rest of you
is-
guys?
Trent is spending the day,
Panicking?
no,
Deciding
starting from
who's going to be the pawn?
starting from where I am, like where the appointed place is. Trent is going to try and map out like several safe and discreet escape routes out of the city, avoiding like major roads and hopefully with a couple like turned back on themselves and just basically getting an idea of like several different escape routes that should things go bad
Okay.
he could lead the group down.
Sure thing. As for Tessa and Zakul, Zakul, you're doing a little bit of shopping. Tessa, do you have anything that you're up to?
I'm pretty sure Tessa would want to see King, but most likely wouldn't jeopardize the party for it.
Right. Okay, well that's fair. So you just kind of sit there and think about Dream Boy or whatever.
Yeah.
And, let's see. When it finally comes time, the group is sort of clustered around the area. And, oh, well that'll be much later. So this is the afternoon, and Victoria, you're going over to see if you can actually just convince Castle to come out for dinner in the first place.
He did say he'd go.
Yeah, it's true. But that was like forever ago, so...
Right.
So, as you make your way over towards Castle's residence, are you looking to bump into him in the garden again, or are you gonna just go up to his house, or what are you doing?
I'll wait in the garden.
Sure, okay.
He came around lunchtime.
Okay.
That's when I would hope to be over there. Otherwise, we're gonna have to go to the door.
So, when you show up into the garden there around the afternoon, you find that Castle and his guards are both there, and he doesn't seem to notice you entering, as he's kind of standing by what looks to be like a small pond in the garden, and is just kind of staring into the water there.
Perfect. I'll just walk right up next to him. Obviously not touching him, but I'll
Just push him right in.
I'll look up and like stare in it with him for a sec, like hands behind my back.
He sees your reflection there, and then kind of turns to face you, and he says, Oh, it's, goodness,
I'll just give him a smile while he thinks.
Pardon me, from the other day. It must have been a while ago.
That's right, Victoria. How you been, Castle?
I've been quite well. Didn't know if I would see you again. How have you been?
Yeah, well, I was a little embarrassed after last time, you know. Said I was all front and stuff, so I didn't want to come back right away. You thinking me some kind of, you know, lowly girl, whatnot. So I gave you some time, but I'm back to see you up on that date you offered me so kindly.
Roll persuasion, please. Will rolls. Da 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 da. Oh!
25.
The 5 was there.
That would have been so sad.
He pauses for a second and says, "Oh, I did agree to that, didn't I?"
You did?
Man of his word.
Well, you know what? Things have been kind of quiet lately. Yeah, what do you say we go and get a bite together tonight?
Tonight? Perfect. That's what I was going to say, too. I got a place picked out, if that's all right with you.
Where did you want to go? It's rather forward of you.
Oh, yeah, that's me. Sorry. What is the place called?
Give me 2 seconds.
The murder house. They say their food is to die for.
Oh my god, if I said that to him, that's like a movie line, right?
It's like a bad horror flick. Teen slasher film.
Jackson's Dinery is the name of where you're headed to.
Steam just kicked me out, or Diablo just kicked me out.
Oh.
Yeah.
What? How long did that kick? Oh my god, it just was working fine, and then
I saw you reconnecting. I thought you were just
so weird.
quietly coming back on.
No, like it worked up until it just said it kicked me out.
I disconnected you like 2 minutes ago.
Oh Jesus! I saw everything.
Okay. So, you tell him the location, and...
Oh, I wasn't going to say that. I was going to say, oh, what? You don't trust me? I got good taste. You don't got to worry.
Oh,
Look,
no,
if you must know, it's Jackson's. You ever been there before?
It's been a few years, but I do believe I've... No, their food is rather good, isn't it? I hear
Good as
good
ever.
things about them.
That's right. Not too fancy, not too run down. You know. a nice first spot.
He
So,
smiles to you, and you feel like you may have kind of like struck a chord with him.
Can I swing back here around dark? Get you?
Well, that wouldn't be proper now, would it?
Oh, I'd love to walk there with you, though.
Well, how about I go and pick you up instead? Where are you? Where do you live in town?
Good thing I said I was getting a thing, right? Like a backstory thing.
Yeah, you did collect some info.
Whatever I collected. What is it?
What inn could she be standing outside of without looking like a cheap hooker?
I would say, yeah, so you could either give like a residence and then form some plan for how you're going to work that out, or you could give an establishment where you could actually go and like rent a room or sit down in. So would you choose like an inn or just a random house?
Can I choose an inn that like would be from the inn we walk to the alley? Because if we go, on the other side and then we do like a loop around to the alley, that would be weird.
Sure.
So like if this is the restaurant over here, I don't want to pick an inn over there.
Yeah.
I want to pick one over there.
Sure. Okay, so you go ahead and you had seen a little establishment nearby and give him the name, and he nods and says, okay, sundown, I'll be there.
Can't wait.
He extends a hand to you.
Okay, so you'll get to touch me later, don't you worry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Make a persuasion roll, please.
Until then, big guy.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I like Lucius. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Until then, I'll just spin around and persuasion. 19.
Okay. You turn to go, and he's still got his hand sort of outstretched. He pulls it back a bit, and he kind of smirks.
I give him
to
like
himself.
a really big smile,
And off he goes. Now, where are you off to now, Merton, now that you've secured the date?
Back to my group.
Okay. Victoria meets back up with you guys.
This is actually perfect. Okay, Trent. Where's Trent?
Is Trent here?
I don't know. I was off finding escape routes. So whenever you think
Okay.
I walk back in, I'll walk back in.
Yeah, I'd say that you guys kind of recoalesce here.
Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Victoria, long time no see. How you been?
Oh, right. Sorry. Back. Okay. Everything's good, but I think to really seal this, we have to do a little change of plans, okay? And Trent involves you in that thing you did yesterday, because he tried to shake my hand, but don't worry, I played it off. But I feel like if we're walking to the restaurant, I'm not gonna be able to avoid not touching him. So I think you need to do it.
Oh no. Oh no.
Okay, I got this.
I'm really sorry.
Don't act all awkward. Don't walk awkward either.
Everything is good. I will tell you how I talk. I will tell you how I walk. I'll tell you exactly how Victoria acts. And it's fine because you can mimic the voice. You can mimic just how she looks. Just don't say anything stupid. It's really easy.
Trent
just-
gets a really cheesy smile on his face.
No, don't say anything
that's a
stupid.
bad smile.
I look around for homos.
Victoria, I think you and I need to go on a date before your date.
Yes, we do, actually.
No, don't get seen together because then people think Morgan's.
We need to go on a play date.
Careful.
Make not an actual date, just like right here. We need to talk. I'm gonna talk like him, and you're gonna talk like Victoria.
T-Money, why don't you play the music for the establishment?
Of
And,
course. We'll take out my. Let's see what magical.
Zencast, you can cook the food and
Can we not be
This is
right in the
so
middle of the
cool.
street?
Afternoon, right? Like, we're not at the spot yet. We were wandering around to not draw attention to the spot.
That's true.
So,
Yeah, you're probably
like-
meeting nearby, a block or two down the road sort of thing.
I'm not the best at lying. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You don't have to lie. You don't have to say anything. You just have to walk and smile until you
And
get
here.
here. You have to
But,
lead
like-
him here. Okay, you realize that.
Yeah,
You have to lead him to the
awkwardly
right
grab
alley.
his arm either.
No. Do because Victoria is
No,
very
like-
forward. Okay.
Yeah, but don't really I'm gonna.
I will tell
brazenly
him how to
grab
be
Trent's
Victoria.
arm. Don't walk like that.
I'm gonna teach him. It's gonna be fine. We have all afternoon to do this.
Uh-huh.
Slap my forehead, just like
Huh.
face palming.
I'm just gonna
This
sit
is
next to
this is how it has to go. Why are you face palming? This is the only way.
I am 100% with you.
Good. Everyone else leave because they are not. Trent, this is you and me.
It's
Okay.
just me and Victoria for the rest of the day.
Zencast
You
is
will-
putting on like his little chef hat and it's just disappointed,
just-
walks away.
I'm just thinking of the movie, like the Pretty Woman movie.
Okay.
This
You
can't fail.
you are living at this inn. Okay. You will be waiting outside at sundown so that he doesn't have to go in, because if you have to talk to the owner or something, that could get weird. So you'll be waiting outside. When he comes, you will greet him. This is how she talks, you know. Oh, hello, Morgan. How you doing? You know, like that. Very nice, very smiley, very bubbly. Okay, can you do that? Let me see.
Oh, hello, Morgan. How you been?
Perfect. Lovely. Sounds exactly the same. Okay. Then you will grab his arm like this, you know, put your arm through his.
Oh,
Be
wow.
like-
What big, strong arms you have.
And yeah, no, that's perfect. That's exactly the kind of stuff I say to him, and he loves it. Okay, and so you're like,
I'm sorry if I seemed a bit shy earlier today.
yes,
I was just a little nervous
you're a
about
natural.
asking you out and all.
You're a natural. All right, and here's some of the conversations we've had. So if he references them, you know what he's talking about. You know, we talked about his past. He doesn't really like his past. You know, talk about something else. Talk about the garden. Talk about what we're gonna do. Don't forget the butterscotch line because now we're switching places. Okay,
I think I got it.
I think you do too. It's very easy. Just make sure you walk him the proper path.
I
Now,
hope you guys.
during this time, in preparation for this evening, there's a limited number of hours for Trent to fully pull off the impersonation of Victoria. Trent, I'm going to need an acting role from you. Deception, please.
Now, question, because this affects what I am gonna do. Is
Mhm.
this like if I pull this off here, I won't have to roll it when I meet him, or is this like this determines like the maximum for my rolls with them?
Right,
Or
so
is
this
something where I
determines
just don't know.
this determines how convincing your disguise is by the end of your time here. So,
I mean, I have alter self, so like visually, I should be able to nail it perfectly because
Yeah.
I'm gonna use alter self.
yeah, it's just copying Merton's mannerisms and
mannerisms.
everything. So
Okay.
at the end of it, you know, Merton might be like, you know, you rolled a 1. Wow, okay, no, this isn't gonna work. You know, we're gonna have to change the plan or something, or it'll be good enough, or maybe really good, or whatever. But either way, it's just a roll to see just how down pat you manage to play off being this person.
Okay, so there,
Yeah.
there's
Visually,
still,
you'll be spot on.
I mean, but to clarify, there still might be roles in the future, right? Like I shouldn't blow my.
Oh yeah. There will probably be like persuasion rolls and maybe deception.
Don't
rolls
say
and stuff.
anything to him that you don't have to. That's okay. That's fine.
It's an 11.
That's fine.
Okay, so it's not a perfect representation of this character that you've kind of fashioned, Merton, but Trent pulls it off pretty convincingly, and you think that with you know, the touch of flesh and blood
and
from
you can
the
touch
spell, you know, that might be enough to kind of, you know, pull off the ruse and make him forget about the fact that Trent doesn't quite pull it off perfectly. Like, there's just like, you know, a couple rough edges here and there.
I've only talked to the guy twice. You know, it's gonna be okay. Here's the backstory that I kind of made up earlier. Here's all the information Victoria would know. Do you want me to actually roleplay that, or spend 30 minutes talking? Or
Nope, but I do want a history roll from Trent to get all that information down.
Oh, I'm good at this.
That's good.
That one.
Close.
How about a 2 for a 7?
Okay.
It's a lot really fast.
Okay, I have rolled a 17 for confidence though, so you know, you don't get all the details, but you're like, yeah, no, I can do that. It'll be fine.
Okay. You remember the butterscotch? We're gonna be right here. Let's walk the path so I know you know where to go. We'll walk the path once. I'll take him to the place he's staying.
Okay.
That sound good?
You show him all the ins and outs, and gradually, as the evening starts to come on, the time is here, and there isn't really much more that you can do for getting Trent's disguise down, or any real planning that the group can get up to. You're just gonna have to wing it and see how it goes.
Wing it? This has been so much prep.
So the three of us go into the alley, right?
There's a lot of prep before we lost our watchers and our fence and.
Well, you can't
Changed.
control everything.
You
all
can't
right?
control
Let's disguise
Thursday
it.
group.
Let's just get to it. All right, here we go.
Now, Trent, we'll start with you. You're off, standing outside of this place as the evening starts to come on, and you see, walking down the road, is Castle, and he is dressed in a sort of formal regalia. Instead of his, guard's panoply, he's wearing, clothes for wandering the city, though you note that he still has his weapon at his side. And he approaches you, and you also notice something else, that in tow, like maybe 30, 60 feet away from him at any time, there does appear to be guards that are kind of just, hanging out in the wings.
Okay, it's like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, is one of
That
them.
would be amazing. Oh my god.
I'd like you to roll luck, please.
If one of us,
This is
Yo!
your luck.
Yeah, we need Kay to roll it.
that'd
We
be
need Kay to roll
so
it.
crazy if it was Kane.
1 to 10,
No.
and Kane is there.
Yo, roll a 1.
Give me a 20!
Roll a 1. This would be so awesome. No.
He's back at the house, or somewhere that you don't see, who knows.
For the story.
He's
that's
off with
just-
his hussy.
How good would that be for the story, though? Just imagine.
My for what it's worth, the dress that I have altered Victoria to be in looks like I went in that one shop where that lady had been, right?
Mhm.
Where they bought the initial dresses.
Yep.
And I imagine in Trent's time there, he probably like looked at the stuff she had made, and like I remember looking at her nicer clothes specifically for that one cloak. So I probably am in something that would be in like the upper range of what she had to offer as far as like styling goes, and I would like to try and mimic like her style also, like the kind of stuff that she would actually make.
Okay.
Like,
So you could do that.
specifically.
You could recreate clothes that you had seen earlier with the spell.
Mhm.
So you go ahead, take on this form. You've got a fresh new outfit, and Castle walks up to you, and he says, "You're looking quite dashing today, Victoria." And he extends a hand over to you to take your hand.
I take it as I do like a formal curtsy.
He gives the top of your hand a kiss, and gives you a bit of a bow.
I use alter self to make my cheeks blush. And I say, "Well, I'm usually the forward one, sir."
He gives you a grin, and it's like you've pressed the right button, and he says, "Well, shall we?"
How to get Jimmy to use a southern lady accent? 10 out of 10.
I'll gonna just follow his lead as he's walking, as we're heading in the right direction, I'm assuming.
I look like a hobo, by the way.
I'll be,
Yeah, I would
if
like
he
to
like
disguise
looks over
as
at me,
like-
I'll be switching between like stealing glances at him, like I'm admiring him, and looking off towards like the moonlight, like the sky.
Sure. Okay. Make a persuasion roll, please.
Oh my god. That's a 5.
Okay. You give him some looks and try to put it off like you're...
Oh, sorry, that's a 6. I mean, not that it matters. +4 now.
Try to put it off like, you know, you're admiring the guy, and, you know, he looks at you and gives you a smile on occasion. And while you're walking along, he says to you, So, how are you enjoying the city, Victoria?
Well, it certainly feels safe nowadays. It's nice to be able to walk around again.
Oh, were you in town for that dreadful business?
I stayed in my room mostly, but I was around.
That's probably for the best. You know what, we should probably talk about something different. Have you been to Jackson's before?
Oh, once or twice. I've only been here a little while, but it does have really good reviews.
He gives you a smile, and the two of you continue wandering off. And
Yup.
Do I get the sense that he's like waiting for me to initiate conversation? Or is he content to just keep walking like this?
Yeah, make an insight check.
I'm gonna stop rolling this dice.
Yeah, I told you just after don't as little rolls as possible, Jim.
That's a 14.
You think that he is like kind of letting you take the first few steps here, and for whatever reason, you don't know what his motives are. He doesn't seem to be taking the initiative with you when it comes to striking up conversation.
Okay. I'll pipe up then, and I'll say, are we like getting close to the alley at all, or like how long of a walk do I think I have to pass off before I dive into my trump card here?
I'd say you guys are like, I don't know, maybe coming down the road.
Okay. I'll ask him, and okay, real quick, because we did go over this. Will, you guys had never talked about why he likes the garden, had you?
I would have told you no.
Okay.
Probably just that it's peaceful.
Been the, Oh, you have talked to it? No. Like, you haven't asked him why he likes it.
No.
All right. So, as we're walking down the street here, I'll say, so, it's been the place where we've met both times so far, and, I have to ask, what makes you so fond of the garden? I mean, it's quite beautiful, of course, but, surely you could find flowers anywhere.
Oh, well, you're right. There are other places that are nice, but it's more of a sentimental value kind of thing. Though I don't know if you want to hear about it. It's sort of a sad story, really.
Do I need to roll insight to know if I would think Victoria would have, like, in the past said, like, go on and tell her, or?
That's up to you.
Well, one of the stories I told was how I pressed him for info, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, because there was the whole thing about, like, he doesn't like talking about his past, and I feel like that was leading into the fact that you pressed. I was like, so I'll say, we got a whole night of happiness in front of us. You might as well get the sad stuff out of the way now.
I guess that's one way to look at it. Well, I told you before, I was a soldier for many years, and the garden was planted as a memorial for a good number of men that, were lost alongside me. So I like to go through there and look around sometimes.
Is there anyone, any friends in particular that you miss?
Yeah, there are. Yeah, there are.
I'll, we're holding hands, right?
You are. And I'd like you to make an insight check.
Okay.
11.
Okay. You think that this date might be going a bit south. And as you continue this train of thought, you see that the captain kind of gets lost in his train of thought, and it's not in a happy train of thought necessarily.
Well, okay, so as he was like starting to get upset there, the reason I was pressing into that is because as I see him sort of gaze off, I'm gonna like pull myself in and like wrap my arms around his, like I'm hugging his arm, you know, as we're walking along here, and sort of like nestle up next to him.
Sure.
Like to comfort him almost in a sort of Southern Belly way.
He gives you a look and says, "Oh, I'll be fine. It's it's water under the bridge now."
How far away from the entrance are we?
You guys are just about to pass in front of the alleyway. And the restaurant itself is this building right here.
Okay.
So you guys would be like just coming down there. Oops. There we go.
So I have to. I would have known this. I have to like turn off the path, off the main path here to get to everybody.
Everyone's going to be down here, and you know this. This, as far as I know, is where you guys are intending to do the deed, right?
Yeah, well, we surveyed it a lot, and you said it was a pretty good spot, so yeah.
But the natural way to get there would be to keep going straight, right?
Yes.
No.
You,
And the
you-
door is like here.
the door's in front,
This
yeah.
is the door. So you're going to run past it.
As we start getting close, I'll pull him in and I'll say, "Castle,
Victoria?
would you indulge me in one thing before we sit down at dinner?"
Perhaps. Sorry
I'll
if
kind of take him.
Sorry
I'll
if
kind
I've
of
been in
like
a
take
mood.
him, and I'll like stare, like I'll give him like eyes, and I'll like pull his hand towards the alleyway.
He looks confused, visibly. Like he's not really sure where you're going with that, but wanders down the alleyway with you.
As I get like,
Now,
a
where are
step
you
into
guys
the-
right now?
Right.
Oh, we're like against.
Okay, I would have known where they were coming from. I thought it was going to be this way.
Yeah,
but I'll
you'd know it would
probably
be from this direction. So
so
take your time
probably-
positioning if you want.
Just,
I mean, okay, how like can he see us if I'm standing here, or is it too dark?
I would say that he could with a perception check if you're looking around the corner. It is dark, but it's not like completely, it's not like being in a cave.
I want to focus hearing for the word butterscotch from where I'm standing.
Okay.
So we're around the corner.
I'm being a hobo, just like, panhandling, just like, I'll look up at them as they cross, like, just like shake out a hand, but not say anything. I'm listening for butterscotch too.
As I pull him into the alleyway, like the second we're out of sight of where his guards would be, like where I think that the guards wouldn't see him, I'm gonna like go in for a kiss.
Okay. He gets to about here before he stops you, and he goes, "Victoria, what's all this about?"
I'll
And,
just pounce on him.
You go to
Whoa.
leap on the man, and for all of you guys, this is within view. And let's see here. Go ahead and roll straight luck, please.
Is this something I can use a port and roll on, or no?
No.
Okay.
This is a world event thing.
Hey.
Okay. You go
The
to
heavens
kiss the
open
man,
up above me.
and as you do so, he pauses for a moment and looks at you, and he his features soften visibly, and he says, "Victoria, what? I don't understand." And
I was
he's
too
holding you
embarrassed.
close.
I was too embarrassed to do it in front of your guards.
He kind of looks over his shoulder, and, you can hear the sort of footsteps coming in this direction and everything. Now, as for the rest of you guys, you're just laying in wait?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much.
Castle looks around, and he says, oh, I understand. But really? Here? And he kind of looks around, and you see he looks at Merton, disguised as a homeless person, and says, not really a place for a first kiss, though.
Well, when the heart wants what the heart wants, sometimes you just gotta to make do with what you're given.
He goes in to kiss you a second time, despite the fact that there's a homeless person watching.
I'm gonna continue kissing him until the guards step around and look at us.
Sure. Do you let them catch you, or do you stop right before?
Yeah, I want them to see us kissing, and hopefully they'll back off. That's my goal with this, is that they see us kissing and they're like, oh shit, give a man some privacy.
The guards turn the corner, and sure enough, they see the two of you there. And, you're kind of keeping an eye slightly open during this. And the guards look over, and one of them kind of looks over at the other guard. That guy kind of pulls at his collar. The other one kind of gives a look, and they sort of back up.
Okay. At this point, I'll kind of break for a breath of air.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say, well, Castle, I guess we put off the dinner for quite a bit. I was looking forward to their butterscotch dessert.
Can I dash out and attempt to grapple this man, covering his mouth so he cannot make a noise?
Everybody, please roll initiative.
Yeah, I'm going for his throat.
Oh, God.
The vocal cords.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Nice.
that is high enough.
You want it in chat?
Oh, baby, mine's
No,
good.
it's initiative, so just kind of move over
just
here.
move it. Right.
22.
Oh, nice. Who's my 17 buddy?
Me.
That's me. But
Wait, you rolled 17? 3
No,
17?
I'm on 17.
I am, but I think I'm slower than you, so I'll just be blue.
I need a token.
You should have one. Every color
Should
has
just
one.
color one of them.
No, Nisha's token, or Nisha's token.
Just color
over
it.
here.
Just
Oh,
color
yeah.
Yeah.
This is the graveyard over here. You don't want to touch that. That's bad juju.
Hey!
Right next to benevolence.
Take the name Juju in vain.
So what did you get, Zenkas?
16.
16, okay. That's NPC initiative there. Here, I will help you out. So you just change the color. What do you want, red?
Purple.
Purple, okay. There we go, got a purple. Change the name. There we go, we can put that wherever. And it looks like, Tessa, you are first to go. What do you want to do? You've heard the butterscotch from down the alley. The move is yours.
Do we get surprise?
Yes. You will have advantage on whatever it is you want to do here.
Well, guys, I really hope he doesn't turn into a bag of dust. I would like to cast Guiding Bolt.
If he does, it's okay.
Yeah, I hope he does.
I hope he does.
Just don't turn me into a cloud of dust.
3 and 11, so 11 plus 17.
You hit.
Woo! It's 46.
Oh my god.
Remember,
This
big dice roll
spellcasting
big
is
numbers.
+6, jeez.
Except for if you're me.
Oh my
17?
god.
That's pretty good. 17. 17 radiant damage as you sneak out of the corner there and point off in that direction, firing a bolt of radiant energy that strikes the man. He glows for a second and sizzles, and you see the shock come over him as he realizes this is a combat situation. Is that your turn there, Tessa?
I would like to inspire Zakul.
Okay. Merton, you're up next. I think. Yep.
Yes, he is getting 2 daggers.
Shank to the back.
Yes, preferably to his throat.
Oh, are you throwing them?
I like to
No,
imagine.
I'm running up and stabbing.
I
Sorry.
like to imagine that Castle Morgan realizes this and he's trying to protect Victoria in his arms.
The first hit. We had so little combat. I don't even know what my plus to hit is. Well, it's
I don't
5.
even know how to do this anymore.
19 to hit.
19 hits. Yep.
Yes. Daggers are fucking. Oh, that's right. And a great roll. 6 damage on the first one. Oh,
Okay.
I have sneak attack now.
Uh-huh. You sneaky.
So 9 damage
Okay.
from that first dagger, and give him the second one.
Okay.
Uh, 21. No, 20. Sorry.
20 hits.
That T4 actually rolled. Oh my god, that never happened. 5 damage from the second dagger,
Okay.
and that is what I got.
All right.
I don't believe I get sneak attack twice.
Trent, it's your turn next. What do you want to do?
I step away from Castle. Does he
Okay.
make an attack at me or anything?
Nope. He's
As I do
preoccupied
so-
by being stabbed twice and shot in the chest.
I am going to take an action here to change my alter self from Victoria to Castle Morgan.
Perfect. Wow.
I was thinking
So
of doing
good.
that. Yeah.
He turns
I'm
to you
not
and
saying
shouts,
anything.
"Demon!"
I just step away and become him.
Okay, is that your turn?
That's the turn. I mean, it's an action to do that, so I can't really do anything else.
So cool, you're up.
Can I step forward? Throw the tarp over him. Grapple him.
Finding a cat when you're capturing it. That's so terrible.
Tarp attack.
Make a grapple check, please.
You're inspired by
Is this
that.
an advantage with inspiration or just?
I'd see you advantage. And you.
Oh, you roll a 1. Yes.
No!
Well, this is a 15 plus 3, so 18.
Oh,
The
fuck.
crying anguish of the one.
No.
Well, he has like he has a very comfortable athletics bonus, so to get the 1 was very unfortunate.
I have a plus 6 athletics too, so it's not the end of the
It's
world.
better than that.
Wow.
So you throw the tarp over him, and in a quick motion, you're holding
Like a
onto the thing.
cat.
Now, granted, he's not like completely in it, like you could just sling him over your shoulder or
Yeah.
whatever, but you've got him wrapped up and he's restrained.
It's a
I'm
cool
basically
toss over the
restraining
shoulder,
his
just
face and pulling him backwards with the rest of my movement into the alleyway.
Okay.
Out of
Yeah,
sight.
I'd say you get about to there. Let's see. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Zencast, you're up next.
Okay, I'm running up behind him.
Okay.
Is he over the shoulder or is he just dragging him on the ground?
I was dragging him on the ground. I didn't like pick him up or anything.
Mhm.
I'm going to stab him with this nice silver rapier.
Okay. You just make a little hole there in the tent. Go ahead and make an attack. And
Oh,
I'd
he's
say
only
you have
covered up to,
advantage.
like his waist, right?
Hmm?
You said the tarp only covers up to like his waist. He's not completely.
Yeah, you could
Yeah.
shank him in the leg or something if you want.
Or through the tarp. Why not?
I thought we were non-lethally doing this because we were keeping him quiet.
No, we're fucking lethally doing it. Are you crazy?
Whatever. Just kill him. Go.
Okay, so I have advantage on this.
Yes.
Alright, I'm using my sneak attack. And I'm using my channel divinity touch of death.
I don't know what
How
that
is that?
does, but I'm excited.
Sounds dangerous.
I'm so excited.
I better roll decent. No. Fuck.
That's janked, so you can re-roll that.
Knowing my luck, I'm good. Fuck it. Oh.
So what is
One
that?
minute.
That's only a 13.
You miss.
Damn.
I wanted the touch of death. I wanted to know what it was.
We'll never know.
We'll never know.
Maybe it'll be like one of those things where he just never lands it.
The cursed touch
Yep.
of death.
Is that your turn, Zencast?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Next up is your opponent's turn. Running around the corner, the guards come hurriedly. But before them, I want to do a check for Castle Morgan. An athletics check or acrobatics for Yuzakul as he goes to break out from his bonds.
Oh.
This
Oh,
is a 23.
A 23? Motherfucker, why am
I
I
hope
rolling
that
like
fucker-
shit?
baby!
Okay. He struggles to get out, but you manage to keep him stuck in there, and he's going to action surge and do it again.
Holy
Jesus.
fuck!
Oh my god.
I'm gonna make his roll a 2.
Oh no!
No!
Let's see, does he get a 1? Not 1? No! Okay, he's still stuck.
Ocean's cries.
Garen! The master!
As I see them running around the corner, can I say something, Aleutian?
Yeah, for sure. What do you want to say?
So drawing Castle's blade or whatever, I'm gonna like kind of assume like a defensive backing away position, and as I see them round the corner, in my best Castle Morgan impression, I'm gonna yell out with like a hint of panic to my voice to kind of change the tone of it a little bit. I'm just gonna say, "It's a gang war. We need to get reinforcements."
Make a deception check, please.
Taking my 15 for a 17.
Oh my
Alright,
god.
let's see what they get for perception. Can they tell if you're their boss or not?
It's a king war. No, they can't.
Make the noise, Illusion, goddammit.
Illusion?
They kind of look at each other, and one of them calls out, and as he calls out, he says, "Did they run off? Which way did they go?"
I point down the alley, like back there.
They go rushing off. And let's see here. Merton, you're like a homeless guy holding daggers as this happens. And Zencast, you're over here, like, you know, rapier in hand. This is out of view. So things are looking a little bit fishy. And you see that these guys look towards these two actors here in the hall, and then kind of look towards you for confirmation on what to do, Castle. What do you say to them?
I nod when they like.
Can I like
are
give
these
a little...
like they're looking at me like, are these like gang members? And I'm like nodding, like to affirm these are people to attack.
Okay. Immediately, this one goes to grapple you, Merton.
What are you doing, Cass? He's betraying us all.
Do I need to roll
Yes.
against that?
Unless you just want to get caught.
No, thank you. No, thank you. 15.
Okay. You manage to evade his grapple as he's trying to get a hold of you. And this one runs over, and let's see. He'll dash over to Zencast. And I'm going to roll perception to see if he notices what's just around the corner.
Does he run close enough for me to like attack of opportunity, try and trip him?
Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna just
Chaos in the
like,
streets.
stick a foot out and try and trip this guy.
Go for it. He'll make a dex save against, let's say, like an attack roll for you.
I don't know what to add to it, but I'm not gonna beat an 18.
Okay. So you try and trip him, but fail to do so. And he looks kind of confused when that happens after running up towards you, and then goes to kind of grab a hold of Zencast. Zencast, make a... Oh, sorry, no, this guy's dashing, so there's nothing for that. He is going to roll perception at disadvantage since you distracted him to see if he notices. If he gets a 15 or higher, he notices the body bags a cool fiasco around the corner. Ooh, nope. Still in the clear. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This guy runs up, turns to you, and he says, "Castle, are you okay?"
I point to like the guiding bolt blast that I have like on my chest, and I'll say, "I'm hit, but I'm okay. We need to get reinforcements."
Okay, he gives you a nod, and after that, everyone roll initiative. You're
Castle
fucked
just
now,
mad.
motherfuckers.
Castle
Oh
mad.
god. Oh god.
It's turning in my favor.
Good thing they don't know about me yet. Because
They're about to find out. The
You got
start
this,
comes
Nicole.
undone.
I have faith in you.
Castle goes to bust out a second time. Roll, please, Sakul.
Good thing you just wasted that 20.
Oh,
You
it's
shouldn't
another,
have said anything, Will.
it's another one.
This guy that you're holding here is rather strong, and despite your dragonborn constitution, you can feel like his restraining against this tarp is incredibly powerful, despite his age. And you've got a hold on it, and you keep fighting him back, and then for a moment there's a pause, and then the thing just rips from your hands as he bursts out screaming. And as he yells, the guards kind of look over, clearly hearing Castle's voice. And he calls out saying, "That's an imposter!" And immediately kind of like turns to face you after moving over to this side. And you see that the guards look incredibly confused, staring back and forth. And with the tarp kind of falling to the ground there and everything, they turn their attention over towards you, Trent. And we're going to see whether or not the guards have been... if they can recognize that this is the real castle. So we'll roll perception for them.
Just do this castle scream and they'll never know.
So they know. They look over and they can tell that that's the real castle. And after that, the battle kind of officially begins with a few attacks. Merton, this is for you. This is for Zencast. And this is for Trent. Miss. Trent does a 12 hit.
Shield.
Shield, okay. So you go ahead and block that. Afterwards, it's your turn, Zakul. What do you want to do?
I step forward, so I'm on this side, and then Channel Divinity a bonus action?
It should say.
Most of them are actions.
So Channel Divinity Sacred Weapon is an action, and then I'll have to wait till next turn to attack.
Okay. So you start charging your laser, and Tessa, it's your turn. Now, Tessa?
Do I see Morgan breaking free?
Yes.
I would like to cast sleep on him.
Ah, go ahead and roll the sleep.
5d8. Okay, let's see. What do I have? Only 3?
You know this boy's got lots of help.
Yeah.
Is it based off max health or current health?
The
We'll beat him up a bit.
current health.
Oh, okay. We might have a chance.
27 HP. Oh, fuck. Maybe not.
What's the radius on that?
20 feet of you. Oh, shit. Is
20
he...
feet. Okay. These two people immediately pass out. So they fall asleep on the ground. Castle Morgan does not at all.
Okay. So that's my action, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would like, as a bonus action, to inspire Zakul.
Okay.
Again.
And unless you're making movement, it's your turn, Merton. Merton?
Sorry,
Well,
I was... Yep. Sorry, guys. Just talking to the Madre at home.
No problem.
Okay. The guy next to me is up, right?
Yes, he is not asleep and is currently fighting you.
He's not that important. I'm just gonna take the attacks and go to castle. We have a mission.
He misses you.
Alright, there we go. I'll take my 2 dagger attacks.
Go for it.
Oh, and Natty. Natty.
On the crit
I
damage.
think I'll sneak attack that one. Yes, sir.
Money.
Plus
Seeing a lot of ones.
13 damage. Hey, you know, it's
Okay.
a dagger. I'll take it.
Oh, that's true.
It's a dagger, man. Here we
He's
go.
still alive.
Second dagger. Nice.
Ooh, yep.
Yeah, D4 is a good.
D4 is.
I cannot wait to test my system later today.
7 damage.
7 damage. Okay, he's
From
still
the
alive.
second dagger. That is what I have. Carry on with the fight.
Okay. After that, Zencast, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
Sorry, just looking at my one spell.
No worries. Your one spell.
Ha ha ha.
I'm sorry.
Laugh.
Ah.
That was a good one, Jen.
Hardy hard.
Inflict wounds on Castle Morgan.
Oh, there's big damage. Okay, go ahead and make that attack roll.
Yeah.
Maybe you'll crit and get like 60 tens of damage.
Come
Just
on,
fucking
Mr.
melt
Cleric.
his face off.
No, I'm not allowed. Oh! I am
He's a halfling. He's a halfling. Reroll it.
Oh, baby!
We
The
welcome
baller
ones.
special. Oh.
Rob.
No, it's an 11.
No, that's gonna miss. So that spell fizzles. Is that your turn?
That's bad.
Yep.
Alright, Trent, it's your turn.
I turn towards the one guard remaining,
Mm-hmm.
and as an action, I change. Question, Illusion.
Yes.
So it says, while the spell lasts, you can end one option as an action to gain the benefits of a different one.
Mm-hmm.
If I wanted to do the grow claws fangs thing, can I still look like Castle Morgan when I do that?
Sure.
Or do I
Yeah, you
have
just
to-
look like Castle Morgan, but with gnarly demon claws and whatnot.
Yeah, I want to totally just become Demon Castle Morgan. Just
Okay, sure.
like spines coming out of my head, like shoulders, just like full beast mode, giant claws, and just give like a big demon-y smile over at the one guard remaining.
He looks like for a moment you might be testing his resolve, and then he just holds his blade up high and he's like, "For Hillcrest!" and just charges down at you from the alley.
Cool.
Is that your turn?
But yeah, it's an action to change forms, so I needed to get the claws so I could actually do something.
Initiative, everybody.
Maybe I'll go early and I can actually,
Oh, fuck.
Oh wow, 2.
I need somebody who's feeling lucky to do a luck roll at the end of these initiative checks.
Let me roll here.
Okay, here we go.
The guy from the bar is like, "Is
10.
everything okay out there?"
Okay.
That's a 10 on the line.
A 10, the streets remain quiet, nothing happens, and it is your turn, Zakul. What do you want to do?
The hobo's like, "Butterscotch."
With a glowing hammer, I will reach over and smack Castle Morgan in the side of his head.
Go for it.
This does provide dim light for 20 feet. And this is a 26 to hit.
Definitely hits.
Jesus.
That is a 1d.
The old cave their head in finisher.
The old give him the old hammer side.
That's 8 damage.
8 damage. Okay. He is still alive. Is that your only attack?
That is my only attack.
Okay. Next up is Merton.
Take 2 more. One of these. Dagger.
Ooh.
No, I think 13 does not hit.
You miss.
One of these.
Ooh,
Nope.
wrecked. Is that your turn?
Yes.
If
Trent,
only your die had been bigger.
Trent, you're
Yeah,
up.
just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, let me fix your evening's problems here, Will. With
Yes, please. There we go. That's the one. Oh. Ooh. A little. That's gonna be like,
close the tray with that.
boom. I'm gonna roll it a shake.
Question for you, Illusion. The natural are unarmed strikes finesse?
no, I don't believe so. There's strength, and then they're dex if you're a monk.
So, so me growing claws is completely useless because
You
I
really
have a
thought
negative
this fight out
strength.
through,
So,
didn't
You're a strong boy. What are you talking about?
you know what? For the sake of the narrative, I'll step up into this guy's grill.
Watch he just like crits and just decimates him.
It is a +1 weapon, which gets rid of my -1 strength. So that is a 9.
Nope.
Not quite, my son.
Is that your turn?
Zenkus, you're supposed to protect your lead.
It's the turn.
All right,
It's your charge.
Zencast, you're up.
I'll try and stab him.
Okay.
Castle Morgan.
What's that?
Oh, my
Oh.
God.
Reroll.
Oh, that's
The
right.
halfling goodies.
Beautiful.
Oh,
14.
you miss.
Oh my god. I gotta help you out.
Dezo really sent us a capable fighter. Oh no, the die fell off the table. Yeah, throw that one out.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Tessa, you're up.
He's so sad.
Now I have a question.
Yes.
So, if I cast Fairy Fire on someone who's sleeping, it won't wake them because there's no action to wake them, right? Or they haven't taken any damage.
I would say, yeah, the casting's probably, you know, not gonna be enough to wake them up.
I would like to cast Fairy Fire on this one.
Oh
So
wait,
everyone
one
gets a
second. So she hit Guiding Bolt on Castle Morgan twice now. Shouldn't one
Once.
of these attack rolls have an advantage? Oh, okay.
That was a while back, yeah.
Never mind.
Just so you know, Fairy Fire is an AoE, so you're gonna coat everybody here with Fairy Fire.
Yeah, but that
including
sounds
your
like a
allies.
blast.
Oh.
Just advantage all around.
Oh. I didn't realize that.
Who's
Look,
gonna
but
do
it's
it?
5v like 1, so if you guys all get crits, then you'll surely win.
Word.
Like, what's
Yeah,
advantage
I
on
don't-
one, you know, guardy boy gonna do?
Man. Wait, it's a 20-foot cube.
I picture you reading your book, and then you're like, oh yeah, that looks good, yeah, yeah, and then you get to the part that's like AoE, and you're like, just tapping your
Oh.
finger on
What's
the
the
page.
ratio?
What's the range?
Oh, Castle Morgan's away from this guy, right?
Yes. I mean, you could put it so, like, maybe the AoE's over
baby,
here,
I
so it
got
just
Yeah,
grazes
I'm gonna do
him,
it here. So it gets Castle Morgan.
and nobody else? Okay.
Wait, it should be 20 feet, so Trent can get advantage.
It can get me. It's all right.
So you want to
No,
put
no.
it somewhere so only Morgan gets hit.
Right.
Okay.
It's 20 feet of people that get affected by it, like, they
Yeah,
get lit
it's
up.
Within.
No,
yeah,
no,
so
no,
I'll
it
put
doesn't
it to
matter how
where
far
only-
we
This
are
is
away.
all just confusing.
Oh, alright, so I'll still cast it, but it's only Morgan's affected by it.
Is it a save for him? Dex save?
Yes.
Yes. If the light.
Illusion is ready with the dice. And he is definitely passing.
should be a positive.
That's a
It's a 14.
16.
Fuck! Wait. So you have to be hit by the light to get advantage?
Yeah, so he dodges your
I am
Essence of
reading
Okay.
this wrong.
I'll message you what it does, Kate.
I'm reading this wrong then.
Yeah, you're.
I am misunderstanding. It's fine. I get it now. You don't have to message me. It's fine.
So it
I've
rolls
already
around to the
used
guard's
my,
turn. Trent, you are attack. Oh wait, sorry. What are you gonna do?
No, I'm just making sure someone still has my inspiration up, right?
You can put multiple
do.
inspirations out.
Oh,
Yeah, I think
okay. I would
Sakul
like to
has one.
inspire Trent.
Okay, Trent, you are inspired, and you'll need it because you're being attacked. Does a
Natty 20.
Oh my god.
That hits.
He,
And
Lucian
I'm
called
dead.
it too. He said, "This guy's gonna crit you when you walk over to him."
oh shit! Did I just blindfold by accident?
Yeah.
Nobody mind that.
What is
Why-
that?
The figgity fuck is going on? All right, here we go. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Holding his longsword up high, he alpha strikes down on you and deals 14 damage,
It's Master fucking Eve.
and then bounces to all enemies nearby.
Critting everyone here.
He gets resets and does it again and again. You're all dead. Enjoy your night.
The last words you hear are balancing.
No, you hear him meditating.
He casts Healing Spirit on himself.
I'm dead.
Alright, it's Castle Morgan's turn. Let's see, who's he gonna go for here? Looking at the different people... I think he's gonna consider you the biggest threat, Zakul, so he's gonna make 3 attacks
What
on
about
you.
the hobo?
Not the hobo.
Seriously. Jesus.
Zakul does a 19, 14, or 10 hit.
A 19 will hit.
Okay. A longsword is swung out, hitting you for 6 damage.
-3, so 3 down.
Okay.
God, that feat is retarded.
Lucky there. And everybody roll initiative, please.
Oh, here we go.
Jesus Christ. Oh, did not help you.
Good God.
I love it.
So funny.
I was like, why is he saying here we go? And then this fucking giant green ball just comes tumbling in out of the side of the corner. Alright, looks like Zakul might be first here. Before we do that, though, somebody roll a luck roll for what's going on in the area.
Why is
Can't roll
rolling?
2 2s in a row.
Okay.
Okay, average. Everything's still good. It's your turn, Zakul. What do you want to do?
Alright, first I want to use a bonus action to cast Sanctuary on my buddy Trent over there.
Okay. After seeing a bunch of his blood splatter on the wall.
So using my, that's my 1 of 2 spell slots, and then I will make an attack on Castle Morgan. My big ol' hammer. +9, so that is a 25.
Jesus Christ.
Mm-hmm.
This
Heavy
man,
hitter.
he's so powerful.
I make another like 20 meter thing of light around me, and then 8 damage.
Okay. Is that your turn?
He's still up.
He's still up.
This guy's beefy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's Castle fucking Morgan.
I bang my hammer lightly against my shield. It's like, you need to bring more than that, human. And to egg him to attack me again.
He turns to you like an old veteran and gives you a sort of smile. You see like blood kind of dripping between his teeth there. Is that your turn?
That is my turn.
Okay. He quickly turns his attention and goes against you there, either Merton or Zenkas. 1 or 3 is Zenkas.
I hope it's Zenka.
I hope
Oh,
it's me.
no, it's not.
Alright, Merton. You get a flurry of 3 attacks coming at you.
Oh my god. Oh, he rolled a
That
one.
nat one, baby.
Does a 19 hit?
Yeah.
You are struck twice for a total of...
Oh my god.
And then
Bitchin'.
22 damage.
Hey!
Are you still conscious?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Over here, Trent, you are going to be attacked, but Sanctuary will prevent this man, I think. He has to beat a what, a wisdom save? Okay.
wisdom, must save wisdom versus my
Oh my god.
13.
He is turned and will run over here instead. And, does he lose his action? Or does that just stop him from making
He has to attack
So,
someone.
yeah, he has to attack first and then make the save. It says
Okay.
any who want to. Oh, okay, maybe not. It says any who want to target
Yeah.
or attack must first make save.
Okay, so he failed, so he can't do that. He'll instead use his action to wake one of these guys. And now that that guy is awake, he'll be able to act on his next turn.
Did he leave my range?
Nope, he just walked around you.
Okay.
And...
So he's still like the one next to me.
Yeah. Speaking of which, it's your turn, Trent, if you want to get at him.
Is he like looking at me? Actually, I'm just gonna take a step back regardless if he wants to swing at me. He can try.
He would. He's gonna try and pass the whiz save. Ooh.
That passes.
He's getting through, making an attack. Big ones. Give me that 20. Ooh. No, he misses.
Okay. So I step back, ducking below the swing, and then I will put grease on the 4 people, or the 3 people right there in front of me.
Okay.
Preferably, like, filling the alley so that they can't, like, come towards me without stepping in the grease.
It's kind of like that-ish?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'll, like, step back here and look around the corner, see if I see anything.
There's people in the street kind of wandering, like, off in the distance, but it's actually really calm over here. Like, you're incredibly lucky no one's come by here at all.
Okay. Then, given the fact that I look like a demon, I will not, reveal myself, so I'll step back in.
Sure.
Back into the darkness.
Tessa, it's your turn.
Okay. So, can I see Trent from around this corner?
Yep. Yeah, you
Like,
can
peek
peer around.
and cast healing word at second level.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the heal.
Me gusta.
Oh, is that
Gusta
2d4s?
mucho.
I can't remember.
Yes. 2d4s plus...
Plus. Yeah. Okay. 2
Roll
4s.
the default.
Plus, what is it?
Oh, Sanctuary's
Plus
up.
charisma plus 3
So, it's 10.
from Life Cleric.
Why is it plus 3?
Sorry, plus 4, because spell level plus 2.
So that is 14 HP.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
This is actually
Back
what
to
I picked
full.
for.
Bonus action.
Trent gives you the Garcias por la curaciones.
And just make a short bow shot towards Castle Morgan. Oh, what are spell slots? Why? Why am I playing a caster?
What are you shooting at him? A bolt?
Short bow. I don't think it's gonna miss. It's only plus 4.
Zencast, you're up next.
I'll try and cast Inflict Wounds on him again.
Okay, make that attack. Here we go, boys.
You can do it.
17.
You hit.
PK fire!
Oh my god, you actually, yay!
First hit from Conrad.
You're on the board.
Good job.
Roll
Well
DPS. 1, 1, 1. See, this is the problem. You store all your dice on ones. See,
Seriously.
that's all they're gonna
That's
know.
not me, that's someone that rotates them that way.
Oh, I don't rotate anything.
Sabotage.
It's 3d10, right?
Mm-hmm. See, that's an unnatural
Wait for those
position
wounds.
for halfling dice. That's why it's going wrong.
They're dice feel weird.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's pretty good.
19 damage.
He is still alive.
This man, so powerful.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Merton, you're up.
I'd like to cast Armor of Agathis on myself and remove myself from said situation.
Armor of Please Don't Die.
Armor of holy shit, 22 damage. So I'm
Okay.
casting that. I'm not disengaging because if he hits me, that's okay.
Okay, he's gonna make that opportunity attack.
Cool. Just don't crit.
19.
All right. Yep, hits. He doesn't have like Sentinel or anything. Can I still run away?
You can still run. You take 6 damage.
And he takes 5.
Okay.
Yes.
Alright, is that your turn?
Yeah.
Everybody roll initiative.
Aleutian, I
Yes.
just looked at the wording of the spell, and the 3 guys in the grease have to make dex saves when it appears.
Ah, okay. We'll do that right at the start here.
If one's asleep, does he still have to make it? If he's just sitting there?
I think he's already
This
laying
is not
down.
improving his rolls.
No,
It's
he only
not.
woke up 1.
He's
The
napping
big
in
dice,
grease.
big hits theory is not working.
Right, so the guy who's asleep is already laying down, so it wouldn't do anything if he fell.
Ah, I forgot.
They both pass apparently with a
Oh
2018.
god.
Yeah, this is not the first time they've attended a Trent strip show.
That is not good news for Trent. But I do still have Sanctuary, I think.
Yep.
Yo, it's a minute.
So
duration,
cool
no
hasn't been
concentration
interrupted.
needed.
As long
No,
as
there's no concentration.
Oh,
It's
nice.
just a minute.
if I make an attack, then it drops.
I do need a luck roll from somebody to see if your streak of good luck not being found out here continues. Oh, Jimmy throws it. Casting the die, a 15.
Ooh, baby.
Okay.
So don't try to scratch the guy, Jimmy. Whatever you do.
Tessa, it's your turn.
Oh. Oh, shit. Okay. I'm looking at the, very few spell slots I have left. I'll make a short bow shot. Castle Morgan, sorry. It's a nat one.
What?
Nat one.
Was
Wait,
it
my
13?
screen shows a nat
It was
one.
a
That's
13.
It's a 13.
My screen,
It was a
I'm
13.
telling you, when you hover over, it says 1. Wow, that's awkward. But it says 13 on my
Have
head.
you
It was
been
not.
raiding the pharmacy cabinets?
No, stop. 17 hit.
17 hits. Roll damage, please.
Oh, babe.
I was like, what?
Minus 12.
I'm gonna
for you.
take a nat 1 on this.
No!
That's only 3 damage.
Okay, he's still alive.
Plucked with a little.
Wow, I have one more.
Me and
I would like to inspire Zenkis.
Okay.
3 people have fucking inspiration.
Zakul, it's your turn.
me and Zakul are tied, so he can go first.
Do I have inspiration?
No, you were the last one you need to inspire.
Son of a bitch.
You add the inspiration to the hit roll, right? You can't add it to like.
It's a damage, no. Yeah, it's to hit, yes.
The
Once I
damage
get
thing
Valor
does
you
come
can-
later if you get a certain bard thing.
Yeah.
Which
This
eventually
is
one
a
day.
20.
A 20?
Mhm.
Well, you have a +9 to hit.
Yeah, because I have my charisma to a sacred weapon for a minute.
Oh.
Ah. You definitely hit then. Go ahead and roll that damage.
Please, someone just murder this fucker already.
Which is why I'm pointing out that I have the light around me.
hmm
That is a 9 damage.
He is still alive.
Fuck! Just die already.
How's he looking?
He looks really bad.
Okay, I was like, he's like still like.
He looks like he's walking through the garden.
All right, okay.
Feels
I am my
bad,
turn
man.
here.
Walking through the garden. It's so sad.
Alright, and after that, Zencast, looks like it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna attack him with my
Stab.
rapier.
Okay. Your shiny new rapier.
Can I use my inspiration die?
Sure, yeah. You
sure
can activate it
The
at any time.
The D6.
Hey,
Okay.
18.
18.
Oh,
right?
baby.
Roll damage.
Baby. Does the silvered weapon do more to this demon?
She's attacking you.
He's definitely not a human.
She's a high level fighter, boys.
Oh, shit.
That looks pretty.
Delicious damage.
14.
How'd you like to do this, Clan?
Hey!
Wait, guys, it's not over. We still got 3 more fucking guards to kill, but yeah. Woo!
Well, he's facing. He's not facing me. He's facing Zakul, right?
Yeah, it looks like his attention is more on him than it is you.
I'm just gonna shove the rapier like right through his. Well, let's see. He'd be.
That was a joke, I'm sorry.
Did you just say ass?
I said ass cheeks.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. That was a bad joke.
I'm just gonna try and jab my rapier like right underneath his arm, so it like just stabs right into his heart.
Sure. You lunge forward, and in a moment there, as he goes to raise for another strike, you manage to get the tip of the rapier right at that point, moving under those few ribs there. You pierce into his vital organs, and when you pull the blade out, you see the look from him as he knows that he's done for, and he kind of staggers back and leans against this brick wall, and a large blood splatter kind of smears across it as he tumbles over and falls down to the ground. One of the guards shouts out and just screams.
Like a girl?
No. More like a no! That kind of thing.
Okay.
Is that your turn?
Yes, and I face towards them next.
Okay. If a guard moves in Greece, he has to make a check, right?
Nope, it's just if they were there when it appears and if they end their turn in it.
Seriously?
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, did they end their first turn in it?
They already rolled and saved.
Yeah.
One of them's asleep, so at least we got that going for us.
Hmm.
I want to clarify something. Since I've been around the corner, these guys haven't seen me, right?
They've seen you just like fighting and whatnot.
You got a glowing hammer.
Also,
I
that
know, but like my face, they couldn't have like a wanted poster of me.
you're not sure
And,
how
Thank God
accurate
King
it would
wasn't
be.
one of these guys.
Let's see. This guy will
As he
probably run
leans forward,
forward.
takes a photo of me.
Isn't he still asleep, or did the other one wake him up?
This guy's
The one
asleep.
is awake. The one
Oh, okay.
awake, yeah.
He tries to save Castle Morgan and is unsuccessful there, and it is now. Here, I'll do
Wait,
it.
one ran away?
Yeah, one is running. It is your turn now, Merton. What do you want to do?
Are any of the I know one is asleep. Has this guy been in any combat and taken any damage?
No, he looks fine.
Okay, I'll go to the sleeping one then. And I'll try to like execute that guy. He is sleeping, right?
Yes.
Okay,
So
so
you have
he's there.
advantage on everything.
Why do I hear so many dice? Oh god.
Oh, it's a one big die.
22 hits. I
Dude,
believe.
the big dice
Mhm.
doesn't roll very well for you. Just stop using it.
I'm committed. All right.
Lucian made it for him. He has to use it.
6 damage from the first dagger.
Can we improve the size of the D4? Like,
I don't
That-
think a roll
would
is
that
that
roll
If
that?
Aleutian deems it.
Oh no.
did I make it roll?
Oh,
Oh.
it wanted to go.
The initiative
Oh.
bar.
Okay.
18.
That hits.
What should
Never
I do?
again.
Flick it. Just flick it and it should roll.
You want to take that one and be 4 damage?
No, you can roll it again. There you go.
Oh no.
Hey, 6 damage.
You kill this man.
Oh, good. 10 HP. Thank you.
Oh, vampire HP right there, just sucking up blood.
And I'll say, Trent, finish the job, quick. One ran. Like motioned for him to do his thing.
Trent, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I don't have movement things. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can't get over to
No, you can.
castle.
Yeah, you have one more square.
Okay. He's like dying currently, right?
Yeah, he was knocked down a moment ago.
I will try and stabilize him.
Make a medicine check, please.
Oh my god.
Okay, he is stable. Is that your turn?
Clutch you.
Yes.
Initiative, everybody.
The big dice is going over shit. Oh, you bastard.
Mine is the same.
I finally rolled poorly on this.
Bastard
Wait.
dice.
What the heck?
Looks like Tessa's going first.
What happened to my little thing?
What thing?
Like my initiative tab there.
I don't know.
Right
Where's
here.
it?
There. Mine was on top of it.
You're first, Tessa. What do you want to do?
Do we have 3 nat 1s?
No, I got a 3, but
I got
No,
I'll
one
just
got
go
away.
behind it. I'll just go
One of them
behind
is
it.
running down the street. Yep.
Oh, actually. How far is this? Wait, if I can zoom in.
If you start moving that way, Trent will whisper just loud enough for you to hear that there's people on the street, and it's not a good idea.
Okay, fine. I was just gonna sleep. Alright, I will. Oh, I can just sit here. I will shoot this armored man with a short bow.
Okay.
So that one that shoots Trent in the back of the
13.
Mm-hmm. That hits.
You're
Oh,
Haley
what?
Castle.
Oh, baby. Okay.
So to point out, that happened to Delia a lot the other Mondays.
Yeah. Kay liked to shoot me.
I did it once, so let it go.
You critted me.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. I'm strong.
Wasn't that while a mimic was eating your hand?
No, you sharpshooter me.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Six
you
damage.
sharpshooter there while Mimic was eating your wife.
Right. Okay. I thought sharpshooter ignores cover, so I didn't understand. Okay. I didn't understand. So let it go.
Okay.
Sassy.
You shoot
Make
this
it fun
man
of me
here.
for me,
Is that your
understand.
turn? He's still alive.
Oh yeah. I actually don't have anything else. So yeah, he's just gonna have to live.
When you go to stabilize him, this guard freaks out and slashes at you, Trent.
Oh.
He has to make a wisdom save first.
So, yep, we'll do the wisdom save, which he fails, so he'll turn to Merton instead.
Oh, hit me, big boy, hit me.
Don't you touch him!
Yes.
Don't you touch him!
Yes.
Hits you.
Screaming.
Let's see.
Take your 5 damage.
I definitely need a position better because I'm not able to use my shield for you guys.
Oh,
You
God.
take 9 damage,
Ugh.
and
He
then...
takes 5.
Now, okay, sorry, correct me if I'm wrong, but with Agathis, once the temp HP is used up, it's gone. Like, the spell ends.
Oh yeah.
All right, Morgan used it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So-
Take it back.
So I'm
Take it
gonna
back.
keep it going, just because thematically I think it's neat that he hits you and then an explosion
You
of
can
ice
feel
he
free to take it
dies.
away. I'm really sorry. It's just I brain farted.
But no, it's all good. With that at the end there, this guy continues running off into the street, and you guys are no longer in combat.
Grab him. Let's go.
I have a question.
I
Do
will
I
start-
know if that one guard saw my face? The one that got away.
Yes.
Oh, I can never come back to Seacane. Alright.
I say grab him. Let's go. And
Alright,
start
I'm-
leading
I'm
towards
picking
one
up
of the
Castle
paths
Morgan.
out of town that I had.
Placing him in the target. There's going to be enough air to survive, the trek out of town, but probably not that much longer. So let's get out quickly.
Okay.
Do I know any paths that would be?
I already
least-
scouted them.
Yeah.
I spent like.
That's true. You did say that.
time here doing it.
All right.
So you guys go ahead and quickly dip out of here, and make your way out of the city. And part way, as you're getting kind of closer towards the outskirts, you hear what sounds like an alarm and like bells going off and everything in the city as you're headed down the streets. However, you do eventually manage to escape into the wilderness, and you have Castle here as he's laying there, only semi-conscious, or sorry, unconscious, but still alive. What do you guys want to do?
All right. Do it.
I will
This is
do
why-
my ritual.
Wait. This is why I brought the rope. It's time from a tree. I need to do this. I'm sorry. We have to do this. This is for my god. It's time
Oh,
from the tree
hold on.
thing.
Let me carve him up first because I'm not
Okay,
gonna climb
that's
a
fine.
tree to do that.
Yep. Do it.
So
So
he pulls
I,
up the whispering orb.
I pull out my whispering orb and the dagger. I set the whispering orb like on like a tree stump or something where it's like not in the dirt, and then I go about carving this man up
Okay.
appropriately.
You go ahead, take the dagger, and make the cuts necessary. And before long, you finish up the ritual. And it's interesting as you're carving into him. You guys kind of like hold him down as he wakes up, and it looks like he's in some sort of death throes here. And when you finish, you see the same thing as before back on the altar, where like his body essentially dissolves into like a black and reddish mist of nothingness.
Oh,
This
no.
time, there's no altar
This
for it to
time.
go to. It just sucks straight into the orb.
Oh, that's fine.
That was kind of cool. My book had recorded that entire fight, by the way. I had it recording since way before. It was recorded everything up until this point.
The book bobs up and down, and Castle Morgan's body disappears. Immediately, you feel a presence strong there, waiting in the orb, Trent.
As we start walking, I'll because I'm assuming we're leaving right now, right?
We're going.
Yeah. You're like, walk and talk, guys. Walk and talk.
As we're walking, I look up to Zakul and still with my alter self on my person, I choose to become like a 4 or 5 year old child size and weight, and ask him if he can carry me while I talk to the orb.
Okay.
Hey, Zakul!
Oh god.
Hey, buddy! It's me.
It's a
It's
toddler
no-
holding a whispering orb in one hand and a fucking bloody ritual knife in the other.
Can you carry me?
That
I'm
is
pretty late.
it's creepy.
Do I have to?
I need to talk to Desu.
You can't walk and talk with the orb?
I
It's,
believe you should be able to multitask.
it,
Chew bubble
How
gum.
about
at
you
the
on
same time.
piggyback ride?
yay! I'll run over and climb up onto Tessa's back.
Okay.
Book record this.
The book
This is the
stutters for
first
a
time I
moment.
rode Tessa.
God, I'm about to put you down.
And then I grab the orb and start to talk to Desu.
Okay. Deso responds to you, waiting there. He immediately answers your touch on the orb there and says, it is done. And how was it? Did you have to lose some pawns during the game?
No, they performed admirably. They
Good.
actually handled most of the blood sport themselves.
They may prove useful as the game continues.
I am a bit regretful in that some of them will not be able to return to town here, but I was careful to assure that my face was not seen by anyone, so I won't be implicated in anything.
What business you have there is of your own. Now that this is done, my only concern is Black River.
Indeed. Now, this Black River, do you remember anything about his fighting style? I remember you told me that he enjoyed dressing well and was quick and nimble, but does he prefer to fight up close or at range? Do you recall anything about anything like that?
Black River is a skilled assassin. He has worked with numerous orders throughout the years, and as far as I've known, he likes to operate up close and personal. Not that anyone would know until their final moments.
When he was with you, did he have any other ties? Any other organizations that he was actively working with that you recall?
If I remember correctly, he spoke of others he was in contact with, but I'm not certain if they are friends of his or not. I do
What
know
I have
that
heard-
for a time he was involved with the Weavers of Kai, though I'm not certain if that persists to this day.
I'll have to keep that in mind. Do you have any contacts with the Weavers that might know his whereabouts?
I have few throughout the lands. Black River would be the closest thing that I have to them now. Like I said, your coven is perhaps the most important tool I have at my disposal now, after years and years of neglect.
Well, we are proud and honored to be your coven, and I hope that this sacrifice tonight proves our devotion, or at least mine.
It does, Trent. When you return to the temple, you'll find that things have changed, and you'll see the fruits of your labor. The Miraneen will shine once again.
I'm looking forward to it.
Good. The voice fades and begins to disappear. Do you let it go?
Yep, I hop off of Tessa's back and resume my normal form.
Okay.
Actually, I'm gonna, travel on as like just a random person for a little while
Okay.
until my spell fades, and then I'll
Sure.
resume transform.
You guys go, leaving Hillcrest, traveling into the wilderness, preparing for a long journey over towards the town of, the ruins of Misty Town. And you know that those wildernesses can be quite dangerous. You're not sure what you'll run into, but what you do know is that Hillcrest is now far beyond your reach. As you guys begin your journey and start to embark, I would like a luck roll, please. Who's feeling lucky after all that craziness?
Can I roll the big dice?
I believe Will feels like
Conrad hasn't rolled yet.
Yeah, let Clan roll
You
in.
roll, Clan.
Clan, do you want a Giganto die?
I'm taking Will's dice and throwing it.
Yeah.
Throw Will's then. Go ahead. Do it.
Jumbo dice, jumbo dice.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey!
Okay.
boy.
The skies turn clear, and the weather seems to kind of peel away. And sure to what Cal had told you of the day's changes, it seems as though spring is ending and summer is around the bend. And the sun shines bright, and the heat comes down pleasantly, and it looks as though for the next while, so long as the Great Soul's curse doesn't strike you once more, you'll have plenty of pleasant travel up until that area. And I think, despite the fact it's a little bit early here, we will end the session there.
We finally did it.
Congratulations, everybody.
I can't believe we killed that motherfucker. He was beefy.
Dude, that took so
He
long.
had 100-something health. I was like, holy
Yep.
crap.
Yep. Hey, remember, they resurrected this guy like 3 times during his life. You know, he wasn't just your average dude.
Yeah, well, yeah. When he said that, I knew he would.
Did we go? We're going to Misty Town right at the end of the session.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that. Congrats, guys. You did it. Finally, a big quest has been closed there. Some
3
crazy
sessions
stuff.
of careful planning, perfect execution.
I can't believe I flirted with the guy for so long.
So,
Trent is giving you all an earful about having to make out with a guy for you guys.
just out of
Oh
curiosity,
yeah, you made that with the
Jimmy
guy.
had
Oh,
roleplayed that a little bit.
We have to roll to see if Trent's gay or not now.
Right. 'Cause
Oh,
he kissed
yay!
How
that.
good of a kisser was Castle?
Just out of
I
curiosity.
rolled perfectly average. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, I don't know anything.
So, like all of us, after making out with a man, you're not sure.
Your mind
At
is
night, I lay up awake.
Yeah,
with
you're
Professor
perfectly
Spock.
bi. You're perfectly bi. You're right.
Just
in the middle.
speaking to the book, like, I don't know, it felt kind of good, but like at the same time, I was in a girl's body, so maybe it's different, right?
Yeah, you just
Like,
have
wasn't
the
gay.
R-Traps gay conversation with yourself every night for hours.
There's just gonna be like several asides. It's like the epilogue to each chapter is just Trent's conversation with the book at night about whether he's gay or not.
He just talks to the book like it's his diary. So I don't know, like, but if you carry the 2, then yeah. Anyway, you guys did great. Fantastic session. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, players. I think you did awesome. Congrats, audience. Good to have you, and patrons and all that. I couldn't do it without you. We'll catch you for some more D&D during the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, more sessions coming along, and then after that, there is a
Break.
week off. Yeah, there is a week
Roll to
off.
see if Thursday's gonna
That-
fuck us again.
Hold on.
Ex-
Listen,
No, they can't. We're leaving.
Adios, guys.
if you had for whatever reason did something else differently after we had him in the tarp, would we have been able to just fight Castle Morgan alone?
Oh, possibly. You could have separated him from
If
his
Trent
guard.
wasn't like, we need like help, go the way towards the fight.
Anything's
then-
possible with the the magic of good rolls or proper RP.
Okay.
I think you handled it well, but yeah, separating yourselves from the guard, you might have needed to do something else. So like, here's one scenario: you could have dressed up Zenkis in his female outfit, and then had him come down the street to like frighten off the rest of the guards.
What I was really hoping for was that I would go before Merton. And
I was
he would see
hoping-
me become Castle, and then Merton would become.
Yeah. And then I would make out with
Victoria?
you. That's what I wanted to happen.
And
Yeah.
then we could like step aside and be like, "There's a fight. Go get help."
Well, that's definitely gay.
No, what I wanted to happen was I turned to Victoria, you turned to Castle. We make out, and the guards are like, all right, we gotta go.
But we can't make out because your form.
We
would
just
break.
don't touch each other. We just get really
Little
close.
kisses back and forth.
put our hand in front of our mouth, like
It's it's so sad.
One of the guards is just like,
Because as
Disgusting.
soon as Jimmy made that, like, I'm gonna turn into Castle Morgan, I was like, we got this. I'm gonna throw him a tarp over him, hide him.
And then Jimmy's like, run towards the fight.
Well, okay, so
I
I,
was
I
like,
was so confused. I was like, what?
I told them
You
to
had
go-
them? You had them in your
to
palm
go
of your
get
hand.
Reinforcements.
All you had to
and
do
they
was tell
came
them.
into the alley instead of running. Like I thought, going to get reinforcements was going to make them go away.
All
And
you
then
had
when
to do
they
was
came
tell
into
them.
the alley,
They're not
I
gonna leave
pointed to
the
the
person
only
behind
one
me
that
by
wasn't
himself.
occupied by you guys.
You should have just
But
started
Jimmy-
running with them. And they
No,
would've
and then you were
followed
like, they're like, oh, are these guys like part of the gang? Should we attack them? And you give them the nod, like, yeah, attack them. I'm like,
He's
no,
holding
tell them to keep
daggers.
running, Jimmy.
Yeah, but like, what does he have to work with? Merton's holding 2 bloody daggers in his hand.
Yeah,
It's gonna
there's,
be like,
there's an old man with 2 daggers standing there. It's not
yeah,
like
but you
he's
could have been like, I can handle him. Go chase the other guys or something, and then they would have kept running. They know Castlemorgan is strong enough to take care of this hobo.
This hobo.
I don't know.
I had no idea how strong Castle Morgan was at that point.
Yeah, so I mean, things could have been played differently, but you guys got through it, and the random craziness is what makes the whole thing fun. You know, like, shit could have gone so sideways just depending on your luck rolls. If you got,
The
like...
fact that we did not have any guards show up is
Yeah.
a clear sign.
Like,
we
that
rolled
were so
a 1 luck
confident.
roll at the beginning.
Like,
and
literally
then-
no one walked by your alleyway. There's just nobody
All
had
the
to be
luck.
in that part of town, apparently, during that evening.
Restaurant didn't hear anything.
Nope, they were having a busy
Jackson's
dining
Diner.
experience. People enjoying their
There
chocolate
happened to
cake.
be there was like a play in the restaurant.
Yeah.
The old man from the bar was from the alley before is trying to
Oh,
buy
the butterscotch!
in there. and that was what was distracting everyone.
I'm picturing, like, you know, it's like the after episode funny kind of thing that they do in
Yeah.
some shows, and it's just
Uh-huh.
the policeman, and he's like drawing something or whatever, and he's like, okay, and what, his nose, and what about his eyes? Were they yep? And he's like sketching along, and then like you see he looks down, and it's just a fucking picture of butterscotch on the paper, and then the camera pans up at this senile looking old man, and the episode ends. That's perfect. Alright, stream. I'm gonna kill it there. Peace out.
Bye.
Butterscotch.
Bye, stream.